The new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita-Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell of creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
Citi 97.3. More variety.
The city is alive on 97.3.
Citi 97.3. Accra.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to City. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. City FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
City FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
City FM 97.3.
This is City
97.3. Accra.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Lord, I will arise. I will arise today. Lord, I will arise. Lord, I will arise. I will arise and build. In the days of Nehemiah, he was a prophet. He was a prophet of old.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Of the broken walls of Jerusalem. Bible says he fasted and he prayed to the God of heaven. He fasted and he prayed, he travailed to the God of heaven. Then it pleased the king that the walls of Jerusalem should be built to the glory of our Lord. Then it pleased the king, yea, that the walls of Jerusalem should be built to the glory of our Lord. Then came Sanballat, then came Tobiah, who just hated the work of the Lord. But brethren, my prayer is none of us here present will be Sanballats in the house of the Lord. But Nehemiah stood up, yea, in the power, in the anointing of the Holy Ghost. Nehemiah stood up, yea, in the power, in the anointing of the Holy Ghost, saying, the God of heaven, he will prosper you and I. So arise, 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 and let us build. The God of heaven, he will prosper you and I. So arise, 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 and let us build. Adishime, Joe, yeah, yeah, Joe, yeah, yeah. Echimani miri, waso, enanime, Joe.
Arise, arise, it's time to build. It's time to work. After we have prayed, we rise and build. Nana and done.
To save our homes, let us all pray for our nation. With oneness of mind, yea, and oneness of
And this song always reminds me of Nehemiah chapter 4, verses 6. It says, so we built the wall, and the entire wall was joined together up to half of its height. For the people had a mind to work. For the people had a mind to work. Oh, for people who have a mind to work. Not just to complain. Not just to show up. Not to do what is called skiving. Pretending to be working and playing on Facebook or watching TikTok at work. It says we built the wall for the people had the mind to work. Oh, for a people with a mind to work. It's one of the best things you can get in a company, in a community, and a country. For people with a mind to work. We will build our roads. We will build our schools. We will build our shelters. We will build our gutters. We will build the country from the bottom up. We will build our communities. We will clean our streets. We will put up a business that will survive our life. Oh, for a people with a mind to work. This is a clarion call to the people of Ghana. Let's not just be salary takers. Let's be contributors to the development of the nation. Let's be the eyes and ears of the state. When you see wrong, call it out. When somebody throws rubbish out of the window, either you pick it up yourself or you ask them to stop doing that. When you see somebody urinating just anywhere, we need a mind to work. For the nation to work, the people must have a mind to work. For your company to succeed, your people must have a mind to work. So one of the things you can spend your time doing as a leader is to help shape their mind so they have the right mindset towards work. That work is not punishment. That hard work doesn't kill, it only refines. That they don't complain that they have to work. They are working too much. No. The Bible says, for in all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips only tends to penury. Oh yes, we're a media house. We like talk, but we also do things. We build things. On the last 3 days of November, we're bringing over 150 agri businesses together with a mind to serve, with a mind to work. Asking you to come and patronize things grown in Ghana. Eat Ghana, grow the nation. Oh yes, we do that every 3 months. Something to build the nation. Because we have a mind to work. Business Sense this morning is simple. Do you have a mind to work? Well, Stanbic also has a mind to make the continent work. From energy to mining, from infrastructure to trade, we finance the ideas and enterprises that empower economies. Our partnerships with market leaders in the energy, trade, and mining sectors prove that when ambition meets expertise, growth is inevitable. Call Stanbic on 0302-815-789 to speak to our CIB team or visit stanbicbank.com.gh to get started. Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, driving growth, creating sustainable impact for our nation and for our continent.
My prayer is none of us here present will be some
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
No matter where we are, Africa always calls us home. And here in Ghana, the call is clear: to power growth and create lasting impact. At Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, we are creating giants and connecting businesses. From financing bold energy projects to enabling cleaner, reliable power for industries, we are fueling Ghana's transformation. With our support, Gensa Energy is delivering sustainable energy that powers Goldfields operations, helping them move closer to cleaner, greener mining. This is a story of how we bring businesses together, create jobs, empower communities, and invest in the next generation. Stanbic Bank, delivering sustainable growth, creating impact. To learn more, visit stanbicbank.com.gh.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
City FM. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of November. We're jumping straight into a newspaper review. My name is Bernard Kokuavla. I'm here with Richard Sky and Caleb Kuda. The segment is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. The Sika Boom is reloaded. Save 500 cities or more in your account. You could win up to 100,000 cities in the grand draw. Every 500 city deposit gives you the chance to win 5,000 every month. We have many branches and agent points in the country. We are here for your journeys. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so what are the papers saying today?
But today is Wednesday, right?
Yes,
Which
yes.
is Akudagbe.
Yes.
So today is your day.
Today is the day. Yes. Today is my day.
Oh, beautiful.
Today is my day. Wednesday.
Ajoda, Ablada, Akuda, Yaoda, Fida.
Yes.
Memory that.
Koshi. Sunday, yes. Today is my day. So are you going to buy me lunch today?
No, why not? I mean,
Charlie, how do you get these things? How do these things come to you? Is it by the revelation of the Holy Spirit? Is it? How?
From grandma now. There's a higher realm with me all the time.
Are you able to use them in court?
Why not?
I'll be interested to know if in court. Are you sure the judge will take it lightly?
I don't even want you are able to.
You are able to do that.
Beautifully explain it to you.
So what you just said, say it slowly.
But the number that just say that.
What does that mean?
You know, normally you need a big cloth.
Yes.
To put like when you are wearing cloth as a typical.
Yes. It must be big. Yes.
It must be big. You know, put it on your shoulder like that.
So even if it's not big enough,
yes,
we will put it around our waist.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so it means everything has its use.
Yeah.
So even the one that has not yet reached full stage.
That's right. So you be big.
But how does that relate to buy me lunch?
So you see, you be big man. So if I won't buy land for you, I will take you to.
You
know. But even if I don't reach there, at least I will offer some.
Charlie, you are too deep. No, Charlie, you are deep. Charlie, this is serious.
No.
The Ghanaian Chronicle, the Ghanaian Times says this morning, August 6th helicopter disaster. Bad weather cause of crash. This is according to the investigations. We're still, remembering those who lost their lives in service of this country.
Yeah.
Also, Ghana observes 80th Remembrance Day. The president is seen here laying a wreath. Yeah. And then also, Sunyai residents decry exorbitant rent.
Daily Graphic, August 6 helicopter incident, poor visibility caused crash. That story is here as well. Galamsey degrades over 60,000 hectares of forest land. This is a study revealing. Majority leader cites minority leader for contempt of parliament, and farmers, processors protest lack of market for locally produced grains. The back page has a story of Atlas Hills residents cry out over lack of development. Their roads are really deplorable.
Let me take you to the Chronicle this morning. Downdraft, poor weather, cause of August military helicopter crash. Also on the front page this morning, Chinese investors frustrated as illegal miners take over concession. But Minerals Commission is saying nothing about the situation. Also, Kwewu PRC royal family.
Kwewu PRC.
Okay, PRC.
Yeah.
Okay, PPRC. Royal family appeals to Mahama to resolve chieftaincy row. And Otunfo is worried over unregulated media space.
So the story of the crash and what caused it is on the custodian as well. Minority cries for workers over government's 9% pay rise. Minority rejects cruel process to replace Tokonu. Other stories are here as well. Inequality and corruption erode Ghana's moral fabric. Catholic bishops.
Let me take you to the Ghanaian publisher, which says Apenyo marking label CJ vetting disgraceful. Still from the minority, Jinapo is questioning government's new Barari lithium deal. And then some other stories, including Baumia outlining MPP revival plan.
Daily Guide, Ayariga fights Apenyo marking over vetting showdown. Iyoko arrest ex-boss CEO. SML sues OSP over equipment seizure and GAF helicopter crash. Details as you know.
Finally, from me, the news center says Ghana to birth tech unicorn. And we're told that MTN is helping with that particular agenda. Adverse weather safety gaps caused the helicopter tragedy, and some other stories on the front.
The Herald, crash military helicopter confirmed as flying skeleton brought down by air. Ghanaian football star Sule Ali Muntari detained in Dubai. Big question here. Naimos nets notorious Galamsey kingpin after daring bribe attempt.
Let's go online. 2025 budget, over 30 billion CDs allocated for big push agenda. This is Mahama ahead of tomorrow's budget presentation. Martin Amidu was fair and effective. Ajabin has disappointed. This is Freddie Blay speaking. Meanwhile, pilot aircraft exonerated in Ghana helicopter crash probe, according to Patrick Sobojo, wing commander retired. Bank of Ghana introduces new FX operations framework, and IGP deploys over 100 police officers for special operation in the Ashanti region. All these and more on citynewsroom.com. If you go to Channel 1 News online, use your position to fix abandoned roads in Esuojaman. Pius Hajide tells Ampemnyako, his rival for the parliamentary seat, the current deputy minister. Also, Mahama announces funding for 11 farmer service centers in the 2026 budget. In other headlines, total mining ban in Ghana unrealistic. This is Freddie Blay. Immigration officers drag U.S. deportees resisting removal from hotel in Accra. And then Babin apologizes to judiciary over CJ vetting tensions. If you go to myjohnline.com, John Bwedu is talking. He says a chief justice guided by feelings is dangerous. He also blasts parliament over CJ vetting, saying we are endorsing illegality. In other stories, woman suspected of lacing local drinks with cannabis appears in court. And physician assistant in court for allegedly practicing as doctor without a license. Just a Ghana, two little things in we they do. So lies. The High Street Journal, Bright Simmons Ibrahim Mahama clash in Ghana's most watched defamation trial. The two men are photographed here on the front page. Also, how and why expensive and unstable electricity is the reason you are paying more for data. That's an interesting link. Meanwhile, more Ghanaian women are working, but job quality remains low. This is the World Bank. Those are some of the headlines in the papers. Let's start with you.
Kester Abraham Crunch writes under the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning that the tragic crash of the Ghana Air Force Z9EH helicopter on August 6, 2025, which claimed the lives of all 8 persons on board, has been officially attributed to a sudden and severe weather phenomenon known as downdraft. This conclusion was reached by the high-powered Accident Investigation Board constituted by President John Dramani Mahama, which presented its final report to the President at the Jubilee House in Accra yesterday. The helicopter with registration number GHF631 was on a scheduled flight from Accra to Obuasi, as we all know. It says after thorough examination, the investigation determined that the direct cause of the accident was a sudden loss of altitude and lift due to downdraft. The report, which was presented by Captain Paul Fojo, retired, a member of the committee, clarified that this loss of altitude occurred without change in power or pitch attitude, a signature characteristic of powerful downward air currents associated with changing environmental conditions over high terrain.
Right. I think there were six recommendations, including the need for all our aircraft to have some specific equipment put in there, and then other things around
installation of cockpit voice recorders and flight data recorders of audiovisual capable types. There are further recommendations including investing in flight simulators for recurrent pilot training, contracting a certified aviation weather provider, and deploying en route navigational aids and tracking systems. They also called for the acquisition of modern aircraft equipped with terrain avoidance and warning systems and modern navigation systems.
We'll get into that in the main show.
Okay, but now let me take you to Parliament because a number of things are happening there. The Ghanaian publisher has a story that has to do with the resubmission of the lithium agreement to Parliament. So you find that story on page 5, and the story says former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, a member of Parliament for Damongo, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, has sharply criticized the government's decision to reintroduce the Ewoya lithium mining lease agreement, calling it politically inconsistent and lacking any substantive revision. Now, the agreement involving the government of Ghana and Barari DV Ghana Limited, a subsidiary of Atlantic Lithium, was first laid before Parliament by Jinapo in 2024 during his tenure as Minister for the sector. Now, it was, however, fiercely rejected at the time by the then opposition National Democratic Congress. Now, addressing Parliament yesterday, Honorable Abu Jinapo reminded the House that he personally initiated the Woya lithium mining agreement in the 8th Parliament. He expressed disappointment and disbelief that the same NDC, now in government, has returned with essentially the same deal they vehemently opposed barely a year ago.
Still in Parliament, the majority leader has petitioned the Speaker over the minority leader's ECOWAS Parliament defiance. Citi Newsroom is reporting that the majority leader, Mahama Eriga, has petitioned Speaker Bagbin to refer the minority leader, Alfenyo Making, to the Privileges Committee for allegedly defying a parliamentary resolution that removed him from Ghana's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament. According to Ayariga, the ECOWAS Parliament initially refused to swear in Ghana's delegation after Mr. Fenyo Makin appeared in Port Harcourt despite his replacement on the team. He revealed that the situation was only resolved when Ghana threatened to withdraw entirely from the ECOWAS Parliament. In a petition submitted to the Speaker on November 11, Mr. Ayariga described the minority leader's conduct as a breach of parliamentary privilege and urged that disciplinary action be taken.
Let me take you back to Parliament. On that particular matter, the Speaker says he needs some 2 days or so to make a decision on the matter.
Okay.
But if you go to page 5 of the Ghanaian publisher, Bagbin vows to restore decorum after storming CJ vetting. Yes. So the story says, Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin has pledged to enforce stricter discipline in Parliament following the heated and chaotic scenes that unfolded during the vetting of the Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni nominee. Addressing members of Parliament in a formal communication yesterday, Mr. Bagbin has expressed deep concern over the breakdown of decorum and issued an unqualified apology to the judiciary for the conduct witnessed during the session.
So I turn attention to Galamsey. It has destroyed over 60,000 hectares of forest land. Timothy Nyangbe and Kandila Konedu write on page 13 of Daily Graphic, more than 60,000 hectares of forest land, equivalent to 84,000 football fields, have been destroyed by illegal mining activities in southern Ghana alone in the last 17 years. Remote sensing data from the Ghana Space Science and Technology Institute has reviewed. The director of the institute, Dr. Joseph Tando, who made this known to the Daily Graphic, said the scale of destruction posed dire environmental consequences for the country and as such needed to be addressed urgently. These 60,000 hectares is limited to the southern part of the country, spanning across Ashanti, Western North and other regions. The scale of destruction caused to forest lands by Galamsey across the country could be more, but we need to do more field work to ascertain this.
Let's stay with mining. If you go to the Chronicle, the lead story, the details you find on page 3, Chinese investors frustrated. Now, Kwesi Alfred Adams, reporting from Abosso, says a Chinese mining company, Global Ore Industries Limited, has alleged that it is being frustrated from taking over a legally approved concession at Abosso in the Prestia Huni Valley municipality of the Western region, and has consequently called on the Minerals Commission to intervene. Now, according to the company, despite having secured official approval from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to operate a large-scale mining concession stretching from Fanti Mine to Bompieso, activities of illegal miners have prevented it from commencing operations. Now, documents cited by the Chronicle indicate that the minister or the ministry, in a letter dated January 3, 2025, granted approval for the transfer of the Abosso mining lease from Adu Damfed Company Limited to Global Ore Industries. It goes on to produce some other details as to why the company says that it is legally entitled to mine in the area, but illegal activities of miners
Let me
other
give you
areas are affecting
two agric stories before Caleb brings in more. Poultry processing center to be established in Bichim.
Nice.
Eric Opoku, speaking on the City Breakfast Show a couple of days ago, says that he highlighted the plight of poultry farmers, stating that the recent egg glut, particularly in Bono region, which has forced many to sell off their birds at a loss due to oversupply and falling prices. To tackle the issue, Mr. Opoku noted that government is exploring alternative uses for eggs to address the surplus. He added that this forms part of broader efforts under the Feed Ghana program, which has seen increased participation in agric and expected to lead to higher production levels. Still on agric, he says in Nkukong Kitinkiti targets household poultry, not commercial farmers. The minister has clarified that government's much anticipated Nkukong Kitinkiti, which will be launched today, is primarily designed to support backyard poultry farmers rather than commercial operators. He made this clarification in response to concerns raised by the Vice President of the Sunyani Poultry Farmers Association, Johnson Yeboah, who criticized government for failing to engage key industry stakeholders ahead of the official launch of the widely publicized Nkukong Kitinkiti.
So Ghanaian Times on the back page has two stories on this campaign we've been running. Let's Eat Ghana Rice to save farmers' livelihoods. This is according to partners. And an influx of cheap eggs displays local poultry farmers in Bono region. And so let's eat Ghana rice to save farmers' livelihoods. Partners of the Eat Ghana Rice campaign have appealed to Ghanaians, institutions and corporate bodies to prioritize the consumption of locally produced rice to help address a growing surplus and safeguard the livelihoods of farmers. An estimated 1.3 million metric tons of paddy rice are currently unsold and stored in warehouses across the country, raising fears of a glut that could threaten the income of thousands of local farmers. The campaign partners won. Now, if you go up north, the farmers there took things a notch higher because rice farmers, processors protest lack of market for locally produced grains. Rice farmers and processors in 5 regions of the north have embarked on a peaceful protest in Tamale in the northern region to draw the government's attention to the worsening challenges confronting the rice industry and other locally grown grains. The challenges include the lack of ready market for locally produced rice and other grains, market glut, influx of cheap imports, and government's failure to purchase local farm produce. So there's a photograph here where Alhaji Saibu Brahima, we spoke to him earlier, chairman of the Association of Ghana Rice Producers and Processors, presenting a petition to Ali Adolf John, Northern Regional Minister, after the protest.
Let's buy made in Ghana rice, made in Ghana or grown in Ghana food to help our farmers. Now, the president has revealed that Finance Minister Kazilatu Forsen has earmarked 30.8 billion cedis in the 2026 budget for government Big Push Road Construction Initiative, more than double this year's allocation of 13.8 billion. This move forms part of government's strategy to accelerate infrastructure development, improve regional connectivity, and position Ghana as a key trade hub in West Africa. Sky, we have to go on a road inspection tour. Speaking at the Big Push project shortcutting on Tuesday, November 11, President Mama underscored the project's importance as a cornerstone of Ghana's long-term national development agenda. The new funding, he says, will facilitate the completion of ongoing projects and the start of new road networks, particularly across the northern transport corridors.
Anyway, Bernard, let me take you back to the question of consuming made in Ghana stuff. Page 8 of the News Center has a story that says traditional medicine key to Ghana's healthcare.
Yes.
That's coming in from my good friend, the Minister for Health, Mr. Minta Akando. The Minister for Health has affirmed the critical role of traditional and alternative medicine in Ghana's healthcare system, describing it as both a heritage and a national asset. Now, in a speech delivered by, they say by for him, so it is in a speech delivered for him by Dr. Anastasia Irenchi, Director of the Ministry's Traditional and Alternative Medicine Directorate. Mr. Akando highlighted that traditional medicine has long served as the primary care source for many, especially in underserved communities.
Right.
Before you come in, though, United Nigeria Airlines names aircraft after late J.J. Rawlings. Charles Zion. The story says 5 years after former President J.J. Rawlings passed on, United Nigeria Airlines, a new airline flying into Ghana, has honored his memory by naming one of his aircraft after him.
On to graft from aircraft, Iyoko arrests ex-boss CEO. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, Iyoko, apprehended former Bulk Oil Storage and Transport Company Limited boss CEO Dr. Edwin Alfred Provençal at the Kotoka International Airport on November 10, 2025, while attempting to travel to Maputo, Mozambique. According to sources, Iyoko officials intercepted him to ensure that the ongoing probe into boss operations was not compromised, indicating that his travel was unauthorized.
Meanwhile, the HEFRA, which is the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, has ordered the immediate closure of Tamale Technical Hospital over the serious safety and infection prevention concerns. In a statement released on Monday, HEFRA said intelligence reports backed by video and photographic evidence revealed that healthcare services at the facility were being provided under unsafe and unhygienic conditions.
Before we go, though, Bernard, if you go to page 9 of the Chronicle, TDC chases store other firms over ground rent non-payment. So the story says that Tema Development Corporation Ghana Limited has embarked on an enforcement exercise to compel companies operating within its acquisition areas, including the Tema Oil Refinery, to settle their outstanding ground rents owed.
And the routes in that area are so bad, and I think that the companies there can come together, because you can't, if you go to Valco, Tor, Runabout area, the roads need fixing.
Herald says Ghanaian football star Sule Ali Muntari detained in Dubai. Reports reaching the Herald indicate that celebrated Ghanaian footballer Sule Ali Muntari has been detained in Dubai. The circumstances surrounding the former Black Stars midfielder's detention by the Dubai authorities remain unclear. Sources have informed the Herald that Muntari, who played for several top European clubs, has been stuck in Dubai for some time now. He's reportedly the second high-profile Ghanaian to have been held in the United Arab Emirates in recent times. That story is on page number 4.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Caleb Kuda. Thank you, Richard Sky. That was the newspaper review segment. Coming up next is the City Business News. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Sika boom. Fidelity Bank say save and win. Muntio. Sika boom. Just deposit and begin. Every 500 CDs you keep for a month, you get 1 point all at once. More deposits, get more points in. More points, more cash you feel with. How many
wait. Visit any Fidelity branch or agent nationwide to deposit in multiples of 500 CDs. The more you deposit, the better your chances to win 5,000 CDs monthly and 100,000 CDs in the grand draw. Terms and conditions apply. Win with us. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
This
is an NLA approved promo, now running on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Neil Atielate joins us with the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News that's sponsored by Valex Lease Equip Limited, EcoBank, and MTN. Onupa, morning.
Well, welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM, brought to you by MTN, Valex, and EcoBank. Coming up, Bank of Ghana approves new forex framework, a significant policy to enhance market stability and transparency. Also, job creation, private sector growth, and post-IMF economic reforms to dominate 2026 budget presentation. Much later, Peasant Farmers Association blames poor storage investment for rising post-harvest losses. Many thanks indeed for your company. I am Ni Latte. Details now. Government will outline a more aggressive push for job creation, private sector expansion, and post-IMF economic recovery when Finance Minister Dr. Kasayel Atoforsen presents the 2026 budget and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday. The budget, the first full-year fiscal blueprint of the Mahama administration, is expected to consolidate the economic gains achieved in 2025 while charting a clear path for inclusive growth. Stakeholders are keenly watching for measures that stimulate investment and ensure fiscal discipline in the year ahead. More in the following report. The 2026 budget, Citi Business News understands, will be anchored on 9 core objectives to push Ghana's recovery into a new phase. The priorities include reducing hardships, ensuring macroeconomic stability, restoring fiscal and debt sustainability, and rolling out bold structural reforms. Government will also focus on rebuilding investor confidence, achieving inclusive and sustainable growth, protecting low-income earners and vulnerable groups, as well as creating sustainable employment opportunities. The budget further aims to restore good governance and intensify the fight against corruption. Authorities are pointing to stronger gold reserve accumulation, successful IMF reviews, and improved market sentiment as evidence that stability is returning.
If you look at inflation has reduced from 23.8% at the beginning of the year, currently at single digits. We have also seen the Ghana City doing very well on the back of the external sector. I mean, gold, cocoa, and remittances have raked in enough efforts to support the performance of the Ghanaian cedi. We have also seen continuous reduction of prices at the pump. The monetary policy rate has also come down significantly.
For 2026, government is targeting real GDP growth of 5%, a primary surplus of at least 1.5% of GDP, a debt to GDP ratio of 55%, inflation within the 8% band plus or minus 2, and gross international reserves of no less than 3 months of imports cover.
We expect the 2026 budget to focus more on growth. We also expect the government to empower the private sector in the 2026 budget, considering the fact that the government alone cannot create the jobs. The government is always the enabler, creating the proper environment for businesses to take advantage of. And so we expect the full implementation of the 24-hour economic policy, which is intended to capacitate the private sector to create the decent jobs that we want.
The fiscal plan will also outline steps to deliver major policy commitments, such as the Big Push infrastructure agenda, the 24-hour economy, the Women's Development Bank, the Digital Jobs Initiative, Agriculture for Jobs, and Rapid Industrialization. Well, Finance Minister Dr. Kasayel Atoforsen will be taking the floor on Thursday in Parliament. And for businesses, households, and even investors, they'll be turning their attention on how this government plans to convert recent macroeconomic gains into real improvements in living conditions. For Citi Business News, I am Ni Lati reporting. Now, the Association of Ghana Industries wants government to use the upcoming 2026 budget to introduce meaningful tax reforms and strengthen mechanisms for long-term financing to support Ghana's economic recovery and industrial growth. Speaking ahead of the budget presentation, AGI President Dr. Humphrey Eyimdake said the business community expects the finance minister to move beyond macroeconomic stability and inflation control to present clear strategies for sustainable long-term expansion. He also called on government to expedite the tax reform agenda, particularly the VAT system, which he described as a major obstacle for manufacturers due to distortions and cascading effects along the value chain.
The minister promises a tax review, tax reforms. That will be one of the major ones we want to see. I know he will tout his stability that he's attained with inflation. To us in the business community now, the next activity is long-term financing. Beyond the short-term gains, how do we guarantee sustainability? And the structural reforms, it will come through long-term financing. So what is the package the Minister of Finance with the regulator Bank of Ghana are going to support the commercial banks with to be able to lend long-term? Without long-term financing, sustainability can be sacrificed, and therefore we want to see what is the strategy beyond the tax reforms, beyond the big push agenda, because the big push agenda is going to be a lot of sunk cost into road construction and others. How do we stimulate the productive sector through production and investment? What is the relationship between the commercial banks and then the DFIs? How do you structure it for the agriculture business?
That was Dr. Humphrey Eyimdake, president of AGI. Still on the budget, but on energy now, some sector players are proposing that government allocate $100 million in the upcoming 2026 national budget to purchase crude oil in support of the Tema oil refinery. The call comes as government prepares to restart crude oil refining at Tor by the end of the year to cut Ghana's annual $10.2 billion oil import bill, conserve foreign exchange and stabilize local fuel prices. Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia, tells Citi Business News that a firm budgetary commitment will be critical to sustaining the operations of TOR to improve efficiency.
Looking at the financial position of TOR, no bank or no supplier will supply crude worth $100 million on monthly basis to TOR for refining. And that is why I think that the government of Ghana, especially the Ministry of Finance, in the coming budget, must also show commitment to the management and also the people of Ghana in terms of assisting TOR to be able to procure crude for this particular refinery process. I think that there must be a commitment in the budget. What about $100 million allocated to TOR to be able to procure crude for its refinery process? Or we look at the other alternative, or maybe redirecting crude liftings by GNPC and some Ghana group to be transferred directly to TOR for refining.
Benjamin Insia is Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Moving on, the board of the Bank of Ghana has approved a new foreign exchange operations framework designed to enhance transparency, curb volatility, and reinforce confidence in the country's current market. But how will this new framework be applied? The new policy, which was first confirmed by the IMF resident rep on the Point of View on Channel 1 TV, prioritizes three key areas: that's building foreign reserves to cushion external shocks, containing short-term volatility, and intervening only when necessary to restore order. Under the new rule-based system, the central bank will adopt a discretion and a constraint approach, ensuring that all market interventions are guided by transparent and pre-announced criteria. Again, all FX auctions will now be competitive and variable rates, with results published the same day to boost market confidence. The framework also mandates monthly publication of aggregated FX operation data to help traders and investors track routine operations and emergency interventions. According to the central bank, this move signals its long-term commitment to macroeconomic stability, accountability, and also a city driven by market fundamentals. Well, a good time for some forex updates. The dollar trading at 12 cedis 20 pesos. The British pound at 16 cedis. That of the euro could be sold to you at 14 cedis. Remember that these are rates from forex bureaus in the capital and not the Bank of Ghana's published interbank rates. Away from that, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is blaming the government's failure to invest in adequate storage facilities for the growing post-harvest losses confronting farmers across the country. This follows reports that thousands of bags of onions at the Ajen Kotoku market here in Accra have gone rotten and been transported to dumping sites due to low patronage and poor preservation. Former director of the association, Dr. Charles Nyaba, believes increased investment in storage and agro-processing infrastructure is key to prevent future losses and protect the incomes of farmers.
I think it's something that we should be ashamed of ourselves. Over the years, we keep on having problems with how our policymakers make investment in the agriculture sector. The focus has always been on the production. But when it comes to storage or harvesting part, farmers are left on their feet. Meanwhile, that is the most critical part. Because what sense does it make if you invest so much and at the end of the day you're losing about 50 to 60% through post-harvest losses? No government has invested anything on pack storages or cold stocks. But we just hope that government will pay attention to that part of the chain instead of focusing on only the production.
Dr. Charles Nyaba, former director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, ending the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. Thanks for listening. I am Ni Lati. Lati, do have a good business day.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change. Powered by EcoBank. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valix Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Mappé. Et Mappé. Hey, Asamo. French, you dear. This is a midi croissant.
Meet Aja. She makes sobolo in a small shop in Kaswa. She's going places with MTN Ejumapa. Now, she's learning French kakra to teach her francophone customers indigenous recipes.
Watashi no namae wa.
Watashi no na. My boy.
Whoa. She's learning Japanese too? Watash. What? Echa sobolo to the whole wiase. If you're a woman with a small business, join MTN Ejumapa today by dialing *5060# and enjoy 150 megabytes data, a lifestyle bundle for social media, free MTN to MTN calls every Monday, and an insurance cover. You will also gain access to expert training, discounts on digital tools, and financial support to grow the business of your dreams. Terms and conditions apply. MTN.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
October 2021, I give my heart and make I love. October 2022, they break my heart for my domo. I dey for backseat of my Rover. With my dealer, we dey talk about the moolah. But you dey for backseat of your Rover. With Anita, where you jump for Itaja. If you get a business, make you call me. If you get wahala, make you call God. When you knock me billing, I go forfeit. Cause you fit to shank me when you don't. I dey for backseat of my Rover.
Rover is a song taking us into the kickoff. Before then, the business edition of the breakfast edition of the City Business News was brought to you by Valex Lease, EcoBank, and MTN. To our offices, schools, print hubs, etc. You don't need to buy photocopiers when you can lease and print unlimited. Valex Lease Equip Limited is Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing service. From just 983 Ghana cedis a month, you can lease a reliable multifunctional photocopier. Print unlimited, yes, with free paper included, free toners, free cartridges, free repairs, free maintenance, plus nationwide coverage across all 16 regions. Stop spending big on machines, paper, repairs, and maintenance. Switch to Valex Lease and keep your cash for what matters. Visit valexlease.com or call 0244644048. We have customized payment options and packages available as well. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions. EcoBank is right where you are, always ahead of the curve with innovations, pioneering range of digital first banking solutions designed for the way we live today. Whether we're talking about the mobile app, EcoBank Pay, Express Points, all across the country, EcoBank, we're right where you are. We are truly the Pan-African bank. There is over 2 million Ghana cedis up for grabs in the still Mensaka promo. Use your Momo app to make transactions of more than 100 Ghana cedis daily. Win daily cash from 100 to 200 cedis, weekly jackpots up to 2,000 Ghana cedis plus, yellow biz routers or monthly prizes up to 5,000 Ghana cedis, and we have a mega draw. You could win anything from 10,000 to 100,000. All these just by using your Momo app. Payments through bank transfers, POS, advanced services, and even third-party transactions. All those qualify. So don't wait. Download the Momo app, transact and win in the Still Mensaka promo. We're doing this in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Ladies and gentlemen, Edwin Kwao Kofi. Yesterday I almost mixed his name with the segment Kwao Kickoff. Kwao Kofi. Oh, Charlie. Edwin Kwao Kofi is here with Kickoff. That's brought to you by Shell and Lecheho. Shell has exciting news for you. Drive to your nearest Shell filling station, visit the Loop Bay for an oil change, and get 10 free car checks while your car gets its treat, because with Shell, every visit is a VIP experience.
You will get a free drink as well while you relax in our waiting area. If there is no waiting area where you buy your Shell, we will reward you with a gift just to say thank you. Visit Shell and make your oil change pleasurable for you and your car. Terms and conditions apply. Shell, go well. The Shell Ghana is 15 years old. Oh, hooray. For 15 years, you, our cherished customers, have trusted us to improve lives across Ghana. As we celebrate this milestone, we say a heartfelt thank you to you for your loyalty, your support. Oh, customers, partners, communities, we're grateful to you. We're looking forward to the future with confidence, knowing that with Lasheho, lives will improve. So what do you have to do? Visit any of our branches or simply call or WhatsApp Nana on 02700 4799 for any of our financial solutions. Lasheho Ghana, 15 years of improving lives and still counting. So now to the man whose name and his segment sound alike, Edwin Kwao. Kickoff. Kofi.
You're welcome to the midweek edition of Kickoff on the Citi Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwao Kofi. Well, we are nearing the end of the era of one of the GOATs.
Do you expect this World Cup to be your last? Do you?
Definitely yes, because he's I will be 41 years old.
Five-time Ballon d'Or winner Cristiano Ronaldo says next year's World Cup will definitely be his last. We'll hear more from the player, and also we'll touch base with Otto Addo's Black Star squad, who've been hit with a number of injuries ahead of their Asian tour. More on Kickoff, which is brought to you by Shell. Shell, go well. Politangana is on the GH, and Lasheho, let's improve life. We start off with the Black Stars, and they've been hit by a wave of injuries ahead of their Asian tour. Head coach Otto Addo will have to make do without several key players, including Thomas Partey, Jordan Ayew, Alexander Jiku, Mohamed Kudus, Fatal Isahaku, and Joseph Paintel, all sidelined with knocks and fitness issues. The absence poses a real test for Otto Addo, who now faces the challenge of reshaping his squad for the upcoming friendlies against Japan and South Korea. There's more in the following report by Citi Sports' Gabi Ofe.
Ahead of Ghana's international friendlies against Japan and South Korea on Friday, November 14 and Tuesday, November 18, respectively, head coach Otto Addo has announced a revised 22-man squad featuring some new additions. Czech Republic-based striker Prince Kobna Edu, Mediama SC winger Kelvin Nkrumah, and CF Montreal forward Prince Owusu have all earned debut call-ups for the two matches. The changes come as Otto Addo is forced to make adjustments following the withdrawal of several key players. Alexander Jiku, Thomas Partey, Jordan Ayew, Fatal Isaku, Joseph Paintel, and Mohamed Kudus have all been ruled out due to injuries or minor knocks. Although initially included in the team, the affected players will remain with their clubs to rest and recover following an agreement between the Black Stars' technical and medical teams and their respective clubs. Otto Addo is expected to hold his first training session in Nagoya on Wednesday as preparations intensify for the 2025 Kirin Challenge Cup against Japan on Friday, November 14 at the Toyota Stadium in Aichi before the team faces South Korea on Tuesday, November 18. These matches form part of Ghana's build-up to the 2026 World Cup to be staged across the USA, Canada, and Mexico.
A report by my colleague Gabi Ofe. Staying with the Black Stars, and former head coach Chris Hughting has praised the current boss Otto Addo, describing him as a good coach with a strong track record. According to Chris Hughting, despite Ghana missing out on this year's AFCON, qualifying an African country for the World Cup twice is no small achievement.
Otto has graced the Black Stars as a player. I was fortunate enough to work with Otto in the last World Cup. He's a very good coach. He is now taken, which is not something in world football that many do. You know, he has now taken a team to 2 World Cups. He's a very good coach. As an individual, I like him a lot. We had lots of good conversations before the last World Cup, and even since this qualification round. Of course, There was a big disappointment of not qualifying for the last or this next AFCON, but to qualify for the next World Cup is something that's huge, and it's not every African country that can do it.
That was former Black Stars head coach Chris Hughton. Now let me take you to the Under-17 World Cup, where Africa is making a strong statement in Qatar, with 9 out of 10 African teams advancing to the round of 32. The qualified teams include Senegal, Zambia, Mali, Burkina Faso, South Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, and Uganda. It's been one of the continent's best collective performances in the tournament's history. Now to the Ghana Premier League, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko head coach Abdul Karim Zito says his side is heading into their outstanding fixture against Vision FC with renewed focus and belief. Zito said the victory over Accra Hearts of Oak has boosted the team's confidence, but insists they are not getting carried away. The game, of course, kicks off today at 3 p.m. and the Porcupine Warriors are eyeing back-to-back wins to climb further up the table. Let's hear from their head coach.
Well, we are approaching with the same attitude. Beating HSF will give you 3 points. Just like beating everybody will give you 3 points. In order to chase your objectives, I think we don't have to take any match better than the other. We all go to chase for the 3 points. So the attitude is come here and then come for our 3 points.
Karim Zito also says complacency has no place in his team's mindset.
After the game, I told them the same 3 points as I said from the beginning. And myself, as a legend, I know what you just said is very dangerous. But to those of us who are fortunate to play football and become coaches, we do challenge or warn our players to go out of complacency.
The thoughts of Kumasi Asante Kotoko head coach Abdul Karim Zito. Now let's hear from Vision FC head coach Nana Kweku Ajiman, who says his side is ready to match Kotoko in intensity and will look to make home advantage count.
I think that we should expect fireworks. Kotoko is a very big team with big players. They've got a huge ego going into any game. So I know that coming off a win against Hearts of Oak, they are very well motivated, and coming to play minnows like us, we know that they're going to be a bit more complacent. But if you're complacent against Vision, it means that you're complacent against your own result. I think that is going to be a wonderful, wonderful game for our fans.
You heard Vision FC head coach Nana Kweku Ajiman. Now, the Turkish Football Federation has suspended 1,024 players from its professional leagues as part of a betting investigation. The TFF said players, including 27 from Turkey's top flight, have been referred to the country's Professional Football Disciplinary Board. Following the move, matches in the 3rd and 4th divisions of Turkish football have been postponed for 2 weeks, although games in the country's 2 top divisions will continue. Now to England, where Arsenal legend Alan Smith says the Gunners must be ready for the relentless pressure Manchester City will bring in the title race. He believes Erling Haaland's form could make a huge difference and urged Arsenal to stay composed and consistent, as City are known to finish strong.
Arsenal will certainly look at City, and it's up to Arsenal to be able to handle that in the next months going forward. If City stay on their shoulder, if they lessen the gap even, that they've got to handle that, and that's what champions have to do. Yeah, I think that's the thing, the difference between City and Arsenal. I think they're not so dependent on one player. You know, Gyökeres has dropped out and Marino stepped in, and they'll have Havertz quite soon, I think, as a centre forward. They haven't got a replacement for Haaland. I don't think any team really could have a like for like. Yeah, they've got Omar Mamouche, who's done well since arriving, but Haaland is almost in unstoppable form, and that gives them so much more power, an extra advantage with him rather than without him.
Former Arsenal striker Alan Smith. Now, Portugal, Real Madrid and Manchester United legend Cristiano Ronaldo has confirmed that the upcoming 2026 World Cup will be his last. Speaking at the Tourism Summit in Riyadh, the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner says he feels strong but knows he'll soon hang up his boots.
I tell you before, I feel very good in this moment. I score goals. I still feel quick and sharp. I'm enjoying my game in the national team and Al Nassr. But of course, let's be honest. What I mean soon is probably 1-2 years, I'm still be at the game.
Do you expect this World Cup to be your last? Do you?
Definitely yes, because I will be 41 years old, and I think will be the moment, and in the big competition, that's to, I don't know yet, as I told you before, I'm enjoying the moment. But when I mean soon, it's really soon, because I give everything for football. I'm in the game for the last 25 years. I did everything. I have many records in the different scenarios in the clubs and also in the national teams. I'm really proud. So let's enjoy the moment, live the moment.
That was Cristiano Ronaldo. Let me wrap up with a couple of results from the NBA. And the OKC Thunder beats the Golden State Warriors by 126 to 102. And the Philadelphia 76ers beats the Boston Celtics by 102 to 100. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Shell. Shell go well. Polisangana is under GH Elesheho. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avlek continues.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, we improve your life.
Do you ever wonder how your car's engine is doing as you drive?
Not often.
Does it feel confident and protected, or is it tired and struggling?
I have a busy schedule, so I leave matters of my engine to Shell V-Power. With Shell V-Power, you can feel confident because it is the best ever fuel designed for performance and efficiency. Shell V-Power removes performance-robbing deposits, so you can feel protected.
Fill up with Shell V-Power at a Shell service station near you. Feel confidence, feel protection, and feel performance over and over again with Shell V-Power. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. Go well.
OCM.
If you're hungry and you know it's OCM.
OCM.
If you're hungry and you know it's OCM.
OCM.
If you're hungry and you know it and you really want to eat. If you're hungry and you know it's OCM.
OCM.
If you're hungry and you know it's OCM.
OCM.
If you're hungry and you know it's OCM.
OCM.
If you're hungry and you know it and there's nothing in the fridge. If you're hungry and you know it's OCM.
OCM.
Your yard is yo. Your yard is yo. Your yard is yo. OCM.
OCM cereals comes in 3 varieties: wheat, oat, and rice.
Hello everyone, I am Sewami here. I love OCM, be it in the morning, afternoon, or evening.
Ready to eat?
This advert is FDA approved.
It's the Electroland Xmas are picking warmer promotion. Citi is appreciating and Electroland is offering. Buy Nasco LED TV from $6.99 Ghana cedis. And when you buy Nasco French door, you get a free 5-gas cooker. Buy Nasco 425-liter chest freezer and get free 24-inch TV. Now buy the 545 to 800-liter Nasco chest freezers and get free tabletop fridge. Buy selected TCL smart TVs and get free TV wall bracket, air purifier, and professional monitor. Or you can buy TCL side-by-side fridge and get free 24-inch LED TV. Buy the Samsung QLED 4K Neo TVs from 65 to 100-inch and get your free music frame wireless speaker. Buy Samsung DuraCool Twin Cooling Plus and get free blender or 4-burner gas cooker. Now rush to Electroland showrooms or authorized dealers in Ghana. Call 050-315-9339 or visit www.electrolandgh.com.
Make a choice.
Go for it. You need support to achieve. A new verse awaits you. The Republic Verse, where you're treated as uniquely as you are. Succeed, thrive, outshine yourself. This is our verse, the Republic Verse. Join the Republic Verse and big up. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hey, police! Electrician, no, why you done? Only in Cheluan. Marigina,
I should show Mukaka, one for cables, a papa, and a wire dime. And when I did just share your bayo.
How will electricity so there? Have a cables near you. And we'll come put down for a bay. Problems what up? I would uncheck you for some cables with the right certification. And the cables are papa. Come on, next time cable metal Ghana limited. Or you made in Ghana. What by ya? I work for 60 years. When the cables look at the ISO certification. YSP will come how what's or your low small cable and a fire safety cable. Now, so when you do beer, and to ask when you under next answer, our quality fire safety cables are papa. And your low small cables, halogen free cable, fire retardance cables, and your next cable metal Ghana limited in Casa. No, be Yamo 030-3304-12 and 3.
Nexon's cable metal, electricity no get leg. It be Nexon's cable metal cable the carrier.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spots in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Let go big show.
Hey. Hey. DJ Juice. See real, and ain't see right now. Yeah, see, baby, same, seven and ten, telling me your baby. I run to if only they knew. It's futile trying to stop you, ube bregu. Baby, same, seven and ten, telling me your baby. I run to if only they knew. You trying to stop me, then ube bregu. I'm running in this field of dreams if I start to finish. Cause I'm in it to win it, though it might take a minute. I'm blind it seems cause I see no limits. If I listen to critics, then it might just quit it. But they be that. When it's judgment day, I take Muda. I could see answers for yourself, not for me, Muna. What do I look like? The smart ass book type, but make it come test. You could see my shit night. I'm that crook like I have them shit right. No Takashiba come off them.
7:37, the City Breakfast Show is airborne. Couple of quick birthday requests coming through. Happy birthday to Irabaya Tubua Owusu of the Roman Reed School. This is from Papa, Mama, Dasibre and the family. When I today's my wife's birthday, please give her a shout out for me from Abraham Addison to his wife, Dr. Mrs. Na Okainko Addison. May God honor his will concerning your life and favor you all the days of your life in Jesus' name. Happy birthday and God richly bless you abundantly. I love you so much. That's coming from Abraham to his wife, Na Ukainko. Yeah, man.
Stop me, then
I've been rocking since last year, trying to eat my cake and have it and take your last year. Been rocking cashmere since the.
And let me do this special one for someone who I care about so much. Today is your birthday, and your mother and your father are celebrating you. I'm also joining this particular one. It's coming in from your dad, Reverend James Kwejiri, Agri, and your mom, Lady Deacon Marilyn Ahonam Agri. Your uncle, Calculus, Auntie Etonam, and the entire family of...
Calculus, uncle, Etonam, auntie.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that's right. Eunice Shira Kwejiri Agri.
Yeah,
she's the young girl we are celebrating.
Shout.
She's 10 years today.
Lovely.
And we are praying for all the great things of life to happen to you. Blessings should happen. Amen. Good health should happen.
Amen.
Elevation should happen. And you should reach the very highest level there is in life.
Yeah.
So that you can impact the family in a truly beautiful and sustainable way. God bless you, young woman. And let's see you at the
All right, so happy birthday to our beloved mama, Mrs. Lydia Ampea Adai. From your husband and the children, we send you lots of love and God's blessings on your special day. We celebrate your life, your strength, and the joy you bring to our family. May God grant you many more years of happiness, good health, and fulfillment. We love you and are thinking of you today and always. Happy birthday. Today is your birthday. Abi, you know that. That's how you end it. Okay, good morning, Citi. Please help me wish my son, Daniel of Oasis Academy, Oldham, Manchester, a blessed birthday. May God add many more years of happiness and good health to you. Happy birthday from your dad, Paul.
Birthday request sponsored by MasterCard. With MasterCard, you have the power to shop and make payments on the go. On lazy Saturdays, you can buy breakfast, lunch, and a snack and dinner all from your couch, all with your MasterCard. You can even shop locally and internationally with just a tap. Leave cash in the past, go to your bank and switch to MasterCard today. You should be on your way to something truly priceless.
On the MIC, the M dot and IB on the face of this game like I crawl. We rapping from the core, we go one at the top. We go
okay, please wish Nuete Ablade Dottie Watson of Asda Primary School Basic 3 a happy 8th birthday. We love you so much. It's coming in from your parents, Ni Dottie, formerly of here, and Linda, her sisters Na Teku and Coco Leyu. Hi, Charlie Leyu, and the entire family. They're celebrating you. It's a beautiful young lady. We pray for you to get big in life.
Let me do a couple of quick announcements and then we'll give you highlights of the report on the tragic August 6 helicopter crash. Yesterday, the committee spoke to the media and outlined the causes of the crash and came up with some recommendations. We'll bring you those shortly. Meanwhile, the AGI, in collaboration with Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry and the Standards Authority, present the 14th AGI Ghana Industry and Quality Awards. It's on the theme Creating a Conducive Business Environment and Quality Standards for Industrial Competitiveness in a 24-hour economy. It's on the 29th of November at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center, 6 p.m. Excellency John Mahama is the guest of honor. Major sponsors Gasem, Softcare, Regulus, Promasidor, Olam Agri, Wilma Africa, Quali Plus, B5 Plus, Syntex Tanks, GCB Bank, Gold, Nestle, Activa Insurance, Acacia, and Petrosol. If you want to buy tickets, call 024-449-9101. For 20 years, Dejoyo Ghana has helped families turn houses into homes with pools that bring people together. Whether it's weekend fun, fitness, or relaxation, a Dejoyo pool is built for memories that last a lifetime. And here's something special. We built your dream pool in just 18 days. Yeah, with our world-class French filtration technology, your pool stays crystal clear, safe and easy to maintain. No need to spend so much time cleaning instead of enjoying. Join the thousands of people and families who've trusted Dejoyo Ghana for 20 years. You may reach us on 020-260-1650 or 0244-281-349 or visit Dejoyo, that's DESJOYAUXGH.com. 20 years of joy, quality and care, delivering dream pools in 18 days. Wonderful.
I'm open for discussions now.
Christmas is coming early with Volkswagen. Save a whopping 50,000 cedis depending on the vehicle you buy from VW today. Call or WhatsApp VW on 025 63 86 896 for more information about our range of models as we've opened a new showroom. which is the Virtus, the T-Cross, the T1 All-Space, the all-new Touareg. We also have the Terramont and the Amarok pickup available. VW, drive local. Zenith Bank is turning everyday spending into rewards. From November 2025 to January 31, 2026, spend up to 10,000 cedis with your Zenith MasterCard, debit or prepaid cards and be rewarded with shopping vouchers. Yeah, whether you're shopping, buying groceries, paying bills or enjoying a night out, every transaction brings you closer to being rewarded. And the best part, rewards are given out at the end of each month during the campaign period. So what are you waiting for? Use your Zenith MasterCard, spend more, win more. Go to zenithbank.com.gh for more information. Zenith Bank.
Best interest.
Say that again. Zenith Bank.
In your best interest.
Wonderful. Now let me give you this final one. Are you concerned about your health? Don't let uncertainty weigh you down.
Okay.
Get the clarity you deserve with Sin Lab. We offer fast, accurate, and reliable diagnostic testing from routine blood work to advanced screenings. With over 5,000 tests and branches nationwide, Sin Lab delivers the trusted quality you've come to rely on. Our expert team uses cutting-edge technology to provide the answers you need so you can take control of your well-being. Now pass through any of Sin Lab's branches or call 0302 76 3580. That's 0302 76 3580, or go to Sin Lab, that's synlab.com.gh for more information. Sin Lab, test with the best.
I work for myself, so you can't tell me nothing. Now who's laughing? I told you to play, kid. You thought I was bluffing. Never say die till the bones are right. I dropped one album, now everybody rapping it. Opposition digging it, got your mother screaming it. I got the youth backing it. Got the feeling when I'm talking. Don't care if you drive a truck. See?
So yesterday, I won't say brought an end to, but certainly will be an important milestone in the quest for whatever meaning for that very tragic August 6 helicopter crash. The incident we know occurred in the Dambia Forest Reserve in Adansia Krofum, claimed the lives of 8 persons, including 2 ministers of state. The committee that was set up was chaired by Captain Paul Fojo, and he took the time yesterday to speak to the press to give highlights of their findings. So here are some excerpts of that.
In the southeast Ghana was poor on the day, which delayed departure for about an hour. In Accra, conditions were misty, with visibility of about 5 to 7 kilometers and very low clouds starting at only 700 to 1100 feet above the ground. While the situation improved slightly later in the morning, the early hours were dominated by haze and overcast skies. In Kumasi, the weather was worse, with drizzle reducing visibility to around 4 kilometers and heavy low clouds sitting just 600 to 900 feet above the ground. Only Accra and Kumasi Aerodrome were available. Only Accra and Kumasi Aerodrome weather were available. There was no formal information on the weather available to the pilots along the flight route. Witnesses reported poor visibility due to fog and rain at Brofuyedru and its environs. Conditions. Environmental commissions in the Dampier Forest Reserve and its rugged terrain of hills, mountains create conditions such that over rugged terrain you can have turbulence, downdraft, and other phenomena. Now to look at this is what we're talking around ridgelines, mountains, and hills, and can generate sink rates in excess of 1,000 feet a minute in moderate wind conditions. These sink conditions can often exist well above the barrier that induces the eddies. We assessed the aircraft to see if it was fit for purpose. The helicopter entered the Ghana Air Force Service in May 2015, having been manufactured in 2012, and it reached its 10-year service threshold on 18th May 2025. Aircrafts have periodic checks to make sure that they're fit for service. The Air Force has 25-hour checks, 50-hour checks, and 100-hour checks. The 10-year check for the helicopter is what was mandated for this helicopter. Now, as is usual, an operator, in this case Ghana Air Force, requested from the manufacturer an extension. And it's normal, happens in civil flying, happens with airline. The manufacturer gave a 90-day extension to 18th August 2025. And basically, the helicopter met all the basic safety requirements. That notwithstanding, it's sort of clashed, it's sort of a 100-hour check. So the Air Force also did a 100-hour check on the helicopter before the flight. The aircraft on the day was declared serviceable and duly signed off by both the engineers. The flight data report indicates that the helicopter was in good working condition. The helicopter, however, did not have some avionic safety enhancements. As I said before, the aircraft was serviceable and airworthy. Additional safety equipment that the helicopter did not have were things like the helicopter terrain awareness system or the enhanced ground proximity warning system, as you may choose, advanced navigation with terrain mapping, an automatic flight control system. And I would say that these safety equipment would have enhanced situational awareness. For instance, it didn't have an autopilot. That's advanced, the automatic flight control system, so that the crew had to manually fly the plane. So it sort of increases workload. Typically, you want to have a plane that has an autopilot. All the civil planes use autopilots, and the workload on the pilots is very low. It gives you the chance to do things and to think easily, and so on and so forth. Despite all this, the aircraft was in a good condition to fly and met all safety requirements. The investigation has recommended strongly for aircraft with these additional safety enhancements to be acquired immediately for the Air Force. It helps to say here that in Ghana Air Force, there are flying limitations for the crew. You have 10 hours per week maximum, 62 hours maximum per month. Before flight, it's also accepted that at a rest of 8 hours, you've had enough rest and you can go to work. They had in excess of 24 hours rest.
All right, so those were highlights of Captain Paul Fojo's report. We have a summary of the causes of the August 6 military helicopter crash. I'm going to read them. So the first major issue is adverse weather conditions, and according to the report, poor visibility, fog, drizzle, and low clouds over southern and middle Ghana, particularly around Kumasi and Brofu Yedru, created unsafe flight conditions. Now, second point was lack of weather information. It says there was no formal weather update or flight route information provided to the pilot before departure. This is very significant. Right, let me repeat that. There was no formal weather update or flight route information provided to the pilot before departure. So can we say if you had that information, we have used a different route? We don't know. But this is what the report says. 3, downdraft and environmental factors. The crash was caused by a sudden loss of altitude and lift due to a downdraft consistent with changing environmental conditions over high rugged terrain. So again, the type of weather and that type of terrain creates conditions which can lead to danger. But I still highlight the point number 2. No formal weather update or flight route information provided to the pilot before departure. That's point number 2. Point number 4, limited navigational aids. So that has to do with no ground-based navigational aid or real-time tracking system like radar, ADS-B, or flight monitoring along the route, or route, as the Americans say. So I highlight that as well. Limited navigational aids. And then there were also aircraft limitations. Though the helicopter was airworthy, and I think the man said it met the basic safety requirements, emphasis on basic, and had passed its 100-hour check, it lacked critical avionics safety systems, such as TORS, Terrain Awareness and Warning System, EGPWS, Enhanced Ground Proximity Warning Systems, Advanced Navigation with Cross-Terrain Mapping, and Automatic Flight Control System, or Autopilot. All right. So I'm not an expert, but this is just on basic reading. So part was caused by the weather, but part was because we didn't give a formal weather update or flight information before the pilot left. Of course, point number 3, the weather led to adverse conditions around the terrain, which pulled the aircraft down, the so-called downdraft. But then we also admit that we had limited navigational aids, which means that if it was a more sophisticated aircraft, it may have been able to navigate its way through the difficult terrain. And then the aircraft itself was limited. We didn't have the terrain awareness and warning system. So meaning a different type of aircraft may have been able to give the pilot some more information that may have determined what he did. We don't know. Enhanced ground proximity warning. It sounds like the closer you are to the ground, it may let you know your altitude or altimeter. I don't know whether that's what they are saying. They also say they didn't have advanced navigation with terrain mapping and then automatic flight control system. Now, even though this is a technical subject, I think that because they were communicating to the public upon basic reading, a person of average intelligence should understand it. So whilst I'm not trying to do a technical work, I'm not sure the level of presentation they did to the National Security is the same level they did to with the public. All right. Obviously, if you're speaking to the National Security Council, there are technical people there. You can speak to them in higher language. But this is the information they give with the public. So we can take it up on face value. All right. Okay, let me read the recommendations and then put them together. Now, recommendation 1, modernize the Ghana Air Force fleet with aircraft equipped with terrain awareness and modern navigation systems. Clearly, you are admitting that the aircraft was not modern. Based on this navigation, recommendation 2, install cockpit voice and flight data recorders on all aircraft. Maybe they need to explain why they put this there. Are they saying that they didn't have that? Install cockpit voice and flight data recorders, including audiovisual capable types. So they put that in brackets. So are they saying that maybe there was a voice and flight recorder, but they didn't have this particular type? Because the recommendation says install cockpit and voice flight data recorders into bracket audiovisual capable type on all aircraft. So that's something, an asterisk. 3, invest in simulator training for pilots to improve preparedness for adverse weather and terrain conditions. Remember, on the point of view, I brought a flight simulator, and I brought a crash pilot investigator, and then I brought Festus Abuaji to discuss this. And the simulator was able to simulate the weather, and they discussed what could have happened. And it's very clear that if the aircraft had been more sophisticated and advanced, the pilot may have had a better chance. I think we can surmise this. All right. Contract certified aviation weather providers for accurate real-time route forecasts. I don't know the reason why point number 2 around lack of weather information is there. If you say there was no formal weather updates or flight route information, was it because somebody didn't do his job, or it has never been there? That has to be explained. All right. So now they are saying contract a certified aviation weather providers for accurate real-time route forecast. So can we conclude that they didn't have that? Meanwhile, we are flying people to go and solve our national problems. 5, develop national en route navigational aids, especially in remote areas. Again, it speaks for itself. 6, establish flight data monitoring and tracking systems for real-time aircraft surveillance. And then 7, acquire and modernize ground support equipment to improve operational safety. So, Francisca, I'm saying upon a simple reading of this, I'm not trying to blame anybody, but I can say collectively we could have done better.
Yeah.
Clearly from what is written here, right?
Yeah, what I find curious is the grounding of the recommendations. I wish that additional facts could have been provided to give the basis
for this recommendation,
the specific recommendations enumerated in that report, because then it's not clear what the problem really is or what the problems are. Because if you're talking about audio, visual, whatever, the question you asked is, so what exists currently in our aircrafts? So that's the thing.
You can deduce.
But I don't think we should be deducing. I think that there should have been the facts should have been the basis for this.
So the way it is presented. To be fair, I'm reading a summary of the recommendations on our news card. Again, you need to read it with the report. If you read it with the report, it flows. Okay. Which is why when I read the courses, you can tell that they didn't have it.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like the report is trying not to put the blame on a particular person or one particular factor. But if you read the recommendations, you can tell clearly that the absence of those things is why they are recommending it.
So, for instance, for me, the recommendation that gives the idea or the impression that there could have been negligence on the part of certain officers or certain people who worked officialdom, it could have gone further, so that what was who supposed to do and why didn't they do it and what happens to them. Do you get it? If information was supposed to be given to the pilots, whose job was that? Why wasn't that done?
So I feel like they've written it in a way to say this is the state of things that led to this. They have been careful not to say this is what somebody should have done. So if you read the tone of the report is basically saying the aircraft we had didn't have this type of thing. Our flight navigation system has this limitation. They didn't say somebody hasn't done this, because they are very careful not to blame a person, but to sort of put the blame on the system.
But it's people's job to enforce the standards.
So 100%. So I'm with you there. But you see, I feel like they are being very careful, because if you have a systemic failure that results in people's death, it will be unfair to then point to specific individuals, because when something is a systemic failure, it means that the interplay of many things that haven't been done has led to this. Yeah. So, for example, had we bought new helicopters, which we had upgraded with all the things that we said they were to, they may have had a better chance. Had we had a navigation, so whatever, do you get it? So it's more like to say we are admitting that the system is not up to scratch. So let's improve the system. That's what the report is saying. The report is not saying Kofi Mensah didn't put on the light, or Kobna Menu didn't do his audio checks, or the people were too tired. Yes, so they are saying the people were not tired. The guy was a competent pilot. The plane met the basic safety requirements. But when you meet certain conditions, your basic safety requirements cannot stand those conditions. So it means that next time you are going to buy a helicopter, buy one that has advanced whatever. Meanwhile, there are some other basic things you need to do. Like point number 2, you need a formal weather update and flight route information to the pilot. You need to do this. You need to have ground-based navigational aids and real-time tracking. All right. I hope that these recommendations will even have an impact on the budget. You are reading a budget tomorrow. We've just lost 8 people. We've done politics with aircraft. Some people say this was a helicopter that may have flown our president. We are just saying, look, if you don't have enough helicopters, buy proper helicopters. Make sure they are up to standard. We don't want to lose people over this type of thing. All right, they know exactly what they could have bought that they didn't buy. So whether it's a helicopter or a plane or whatever, you get it. Because if a defense minister and an environment minister are sitting in a helicopter which doesn't have, look at this, aircraft limitations, it was airworthy and had passed the so-called 100-hour check. It lacked critical avionic safety systems. They use the word critical. If there's something is critical, what does it mean?
It's of utmost importance.
It lacked critical avionic safety systems such as terrain awareness warning system. In basic English, what does that mean? Enhanced ground proximity warnings. Clearly, so I really want to say, we shouldn't let these people die in vain. Let's do the needful. Get better equipment. Do better simulation. They recommended simulations. Sky was saying something off air that in Ghana, we don't take a lot of things seriously. We do the sign of the cross and we sit in a jalopy and hope we get there safely. No, we shouldn't do that. We should let this death show us that we must be thorough. Leave no stone unturned to give everybody who flies any aircraft the best chance of surviving any emergency. Emergencies will happen. Your system is only as strong as what it can cope with. So clearly, whether the aircraft, the navigation system, or whatever we had, it was not enough to deal with this type of weather. Never again should it happen in our time. Never again. 8:04 tech and social media trends. Let me bring in Edwin Kwao Kofi. From now till 30th November, use the first mobile app or *894# for your everyday transactions and win 500 Citi cash every single week. Grab your phone, use first mobile or *894# and win big. We're talking first bank use and win. All right, Edwin, what are you going to give to us this morning?
Thank you for having me. A number of things trending, and you've started on the first one, which is the helicopter crash, the presentation of the report by the committee. We just heard from the team lead, Captain Retired Paul Fojo, speaking about what caused the crash and the recommendations, but let me go through a few of the key things. So, as you said, it crashed after a sudden loss of altitude due to downdraft. There was no mid-air explosion as people were claiming before the report was presented. The explosion only happened after the impact. They said the pilots and the crew were described by eyewitnesses as calm, prepared, and professional ahead of the flight. They said there was no way medication or fatigue affected their performance during the flight because they had enough rest, about 24 hours, he said, even though 8 hours is possibly the ideal thing. They had over 24 hours of rest. The aircraft was in a good condition to fly and met basic safety requirements. The emergency response to the crash was timely, despite the harsh conditions and the weather conditions as well. The recommendation, obviously, is to modernize the flight, the aircraft. People are saying that it will present an opportunity to hike the costs and make some money of it for some people, but others are saying there's no price for the lives of humans, and it was unfortunate how we lost the 8, and we can't afford to lose more. So the aircraft that we have in the country should be modernized, which is the main thing people are saying. So yeah, that's it for the report. But staying with that tragedy, Samuel Abuaje is trending. He was the deputy NADMO director
on the flight.
Yes, and his family is dragging the widow to court because of her parents' refusal to have their 3-year-old subjected to a DNA test. So they are seeking a court order to have her present the kid for a DNA test. So another unfortunate
people
issue.
are also talking about it on social media.
Yes, they are discussing it on social media.
You know, in all of this, nobody pays attention to how the children are feeling, what's going through their minds. They've just lost a man they called daddy, and then now there's a question about him.
Some way.
It's unfortunate.
People are just callous. Some way.
While families will always do what they do when people die, I think, you see, we have all kinds of people with opinions about how other people should run their families on social media.
It's terrible.
Now, put yourself in the woman's shoes or the man's shoes and ask yourself whether, if, knock on wood, something like that had happened to you, you would be saying those kinds of things about yourself or your partner in his or her absence on social media, just because an action has reportedly been filed in court. That doesn't necessarily make it a fact. So you don't go on social media and start writing all kinds of... It is completely unacceptable. And the way they say it...
So bad.
And some of our local radio stations...
They also escalate it.
They escalate these things. We have lost a sense of decency and responsibility and agency.
It's so bad.
It's horrifying.
So bad. So bad. Thank you for that. Let's go on.
Yeah, so Idrisu Zakari is also trending because he's an apparent Galamsey kingpin who's been arrested by NIMUS. He was, according to reports, engaging with some officers to get people who had been arrested released. And that's where he was picked up at Bonsu. So one off the streets. And people are sharing videos of him spraying cash at a music concert. So yeah, that's where apparently the cash might have been from. So they are saying that it's a good job by NIMUS to get him arrested, get him off the street, but they will also want more people arrested because Galamsey is a huge issue.
Yeah.
Now we move on to the Black Stars, and Otuado has named a 22-man squad for the Kirin Cup, the Asia competition against Japan and South Korea. But there are a number of absentees, a number of key absentees: Kudus, Jordan Ayew, Alex Jiku.
They shouldn't collect plenty goals.
Yeah, but there are also some potential debutants for the Black Stars: Victoria Pilsen striker Prince Kwabena Edu, Mediama winger Kelvin Nkrumah, and Montreal forward Prince Osei all received debut call-up. So the games are on Friday against Japan, and then next Tuesday against South.
How many teams are in the tournament?
Yeah, so there are 4 teams.
Who is the 4th team?
I'll have to find out. Yeah.
Okay. But Ghana is playing Japan.
Yes, Ghana playing Japan and Korea. So
cool.
Now we move on to tech news. And yesterday we were talking about possibly buying a PS5, or a couple of days ago, possibly buying a PS5 for your kid.
Me. So they will see Jordan, but they won't go. They will have it, but they won't use it until I say so.
Well, it's been confirmed that the PS5 has sold 84 million units in 5 years.
Jesus.
84 million units. So
famous of the brands.
Well, but now it's sold more than any other.
Is it more popular than Xbox?
Yes, it's actually sold more than every other Xbox console. So Xbox One, Xbox.
So PS5 is the deal.
PS5 is the deal now, but of course PS is the deal because the PS2 sold 160 million units.
And this one has sold how many?
84 million in 5 years.
Oh, so PS2 still has the.
Oh yes, it's the biggest selling console of all time.
I've seen one.
Yeah. It has its good side and its bad side.
No, it's like fire.
Yeah.
It can help them do some things, but it can also become a problem. So you have to think very deeply.
We have to be measured. We should allow them to use it, but there should be supervision, isn't it? Yeah, that's important.
Allow time to
we
do
make
other things.
A reward,
well.
not a right.
Yes.
It's a reward for good work and good behavior, not a right to be enjoyed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
but let me just quickly add to your trending topic. Yesterday I saw a troubling video of Ghanaian officials dragging a woman out of a hotel.
Charlie.
I mean,
Charlie.
That if that video is credible, it is completely, utterly unacceptable.
They were speaking French. The Ghanaians were in immigration, and one was a police or something.
Yes, and these are supposed to be the people who were deported from the US.
That we said because of good neighborliness we are bringing to Ghana.
I mean, look,
if this is how you treat your good neighbor, then Charlie was bad.
How do you do that?
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's a video that we got, and it was taken by a relative of one of the deportees who said that these were West Africans who were being asked to, they were going to be sent back to their country against their will, and they didn't want to go, so they were forcibly dragging them. And then one of them captured the video and sent it to the media.
I think the people on the Foreign Affairs Committee and who care about human rights
shouldn't allow this.
They shouldn't allow this. They should raise an inquiry into what exactly happened and whether that is the proper standard for taking people out of this country. Because already there is a question mark over the nature of the MOU or the agreement that brought them to Ghana. There's litigation going on. I'm told that later this morning there will be a Supreme Court hearing on the matter.
The person was kicking the screen and say it's like
a lady.
It's like the way the Vandals, when they say we'll pond, you say Yungu. Just dragging the person. It was so bad. It was so bad. You know, Sky, so I agree with you. The Foreign Affairs Committee and the supervisors of the Ministry for Interior must look into that video and sanction whoever did that. Because I think there was 1 or 2 immigration officials. Yes. And I think there was somebody in military uniform who were speaking to them, and the people were speaking French. And they were just pulling the woman that she should go into the car. She should go.
Drag her on the floor.
From some hotel.
Well, there's an ongoing conversation about how illegal immigrants or deportees are treated by law enforcement officials around the world. It's not just this incident. It's also in the US, in the UK, in several parts of Europe. And people aren't happy because they have rights as well. They are people and they should be treated with dignity.
Particularly the reason the president gave for accepting them. It goes completely against the way they were treated. Because he said they are good neighbors, and that if the US is deporting them, if Ghana has a way free visa, whatever. So they are our neighbors. So this is how you treat your neighbor. You can't do that. Anyway, thank you, Edwin Kwakofi.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we seek out to bank baby? No lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank, we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me gobetete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community could win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You can't tell what your baby will become or what his interests will be. But you can help her get a strong start with good nutrition. Yum Vita, made with the goodness of milk, plus Nutri-V, is a delicious, nutrient-rich cereal for your baby. Oh yeah, older ones love it too. Give your baby good nutrition for a strong start. Yum Vita is available in other yummy variants. Yum Vita, a delicious way to grow. This advert is FDA approved.
Lakeside Estate is calling all business owners, institutions, and HR heads. Want to give your employees more than just a paycheck? Give them a place to call home. At Lakeside Estate, we're making it easy for companies to support their staff with beautiful lifestyle choice and affordable homes through flexible payment plans, staff financing, and mortgage options. Whether it's a 2-bedroom starter home, 3 bedrooms, or a spacious family home, Lakeside Estate has the perfect package for your team. Strong structures, modern finishes, and a vibrant community all are waiting. Let's partner together to give a lifetime value for your staff. Call our sales expert on 020-477-5042 or 020-477-5040 or visit lakesideestate.com. Lakeside Estate, quality homes for all.
The Association of Ghana Industries, in collaborations with Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry and Ghana Standards Authority, presents the 14th AGI Ghana Industry and Quality Awards. Theme: creating a conducive business environment and quality standards for industrial competitiveness in a 24-hour economy. Guest of honor, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. Date: Saturday, November 29th, 6 p.m. at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center. Major sponsors: Gasem, Softcare, Regulus, Promacedor, Olam Agri, Wilma Africa, Qualiplast, B5 Plus, Syntex Tank, GCB Bank, Guel, Nestle, Activa Insurance, Arcadia, Petrosol. Co-sponsors: Casapreco, Coca-Cola, Accra Brewery, Guinness Ghana, Sleek Garment, Vortic, Apple Pie, Multitred, Adiza. For tickets, you can call 0244-499-101. Be part of this excitement.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509-551-609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
My certain joy, ya mom, my certain joy, ya mom, my certain joy, ya mom, ya mom, buri sambalo, ya mom, libe, no way, man. From yendo,
22 minutes past 8 on the Citi Breakfast Show. You can get on the property ladder with affordable, accessible, and quality homes through Afro Arab Properties. Get your dream house and pay within 5 years. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms at various areas, including Legon, East Legon Hills, Manette, Spintex, Santor, Ashali Boche, Maijo, Apollonia, Old Ningo, and Tema Community 25. You may call 0244 109 144 or go to afroaraproperties.com for more information. Your SG Ghana Visa card can do way more for you. It's your key to smarter, more convenient payments. Pay online for your meals, shopping, fuel, and services, and make quick payments on POS terminals worldwide using your card. With your gold and platinum cards, you can even get more value. Exclusive whopping discounts at selected vendors. If you don't have a Visa card, made it simple. Visit any SG branch today and get one. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. Kickstart your day with irresistible chocolatey goodness of Trisco and rich with NF4, a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including B, C, D, iron, and more. At just 2 cedis, you can treat yourself and your little ones to rich, delightful, chocolatey taste of Trisco. Power that dream. Head to your nearest store and grab your Twisco 20 gram, 400 gram, or 400 gram tint today. Twisco, power your dream. With Enterprise Advantage Point, customers can rack up points and score awesome rewards by making purchases, renewing policies, and more, all through their self-service portal or the Enterprise Advantage app. Log into your account, access Advantage Points, and start earning them now. Or visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless. It's the winning season, and we're not chasing wins but collecting them. The luckiest is bigger and better with chances of winning. Grab your phone and dial *712#, or you can buy a ticket for yourself or for someone else. You can also get a system to generate a ticket for you, all with the hope of winning big. Your ticket can multiply your money by 500 times, and the whole community could win 10 times over. This is your golden chance. Hop on and win big. And Yum Vita Infant Cereal with milk is making feeding time for babies 6 months and above easy. With 3 delicious flavors: rice, wheat, and maize. And wheat, baby gets a variety of cereals. Yum Vita Infant Cereal is enriched with Nutri-V, which contains 16 essential vitamins and minerals, including zinc, iron, and calcium. Yum Vita, good nutrition for a strong start. All right, now the report of the committee is arranged in a very interesting way. So it's the Z9EH-GHF 631 helicopter accident investigation, Ministry of Defense accident report, October 2025. It gives an introduction. It gives the methodology of the investigation. Composition of the board includes the National Security, Ghana Armed Forces, U.S. Air Force Staff, and Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau. And then it gives the methodology of a factual information, evidence collection, technical examination and data collection, and human factor and operational information. Now, very important, the scope was 7-fold. 1, history of the flight. 2, weather. 3, machine. 4, sequence of events. 5, cause of accident. 6, organizational and systemic factors. 7, human factors or man. It gives an overview of previous flights. 2nd August 2025, Takrady to Accra, 1 o'clock. 3rd August, Accra, Cape Coast, Accra, 1:20. Purpose was medivac, medical evacuation. 4th August, Accra, Salman, Accra, 2:30, cargo. And then on Wednesday, August 6th, so it had flown 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then flew on the 6th. The crew for Z9EH-GHF planned to execute the task order for Ministry of Defense. The flight was scheduled to depart at 8 a.m. with an estimated en route time of 50 minutes. The captain delayed takeoff due to adverse weather in Kumasi, Accra, and Obuasi. So instead of 8 a.m., takeoff was 9:12 a.m. 14 seconds, so 1 hour 12-minute delay. Throughout the flight, the altitude fluctuated and changed to avoid low clouds. Weather. So they show picture of weather in the morning and in the afternoon, and they also have a picture of the en route weather from a passenger on board the helicopter to a friend before the accident. It says the weather in southern Ghana was poor, which delayed departure for about an hour. In Accra, conditions were misty, with visibility of about 5 to 7 kilometers, and very low clouds starting at only 700 to 1,100 feet above the ground. So the clouds were very low. While the situation improved slightly later in the morning, the early hours were dominated by haze and overcast skies. Weather. In Kumasi, the weather was worse, with drizzle reducing visibility to around 4 kilometers and heavy low clouds sitting just 600 to 700 feet above the ground. Critical point there. Only Accra and Kumasi aerodrome weather were available. Still on weather. There was no information on the weather along the flight route available to the pilot. Let me repeat this. There was no information on the weather along the flight route available to the pilot. Witnesses reported poor visibility due to fog and rain at Brofuyedu and its environs. The kind of rapid changes in environmental conditions over the terrain can result in turbulence, downdrafts, and other phenomena. Still on weather, now they describe downdrafts. Turbulent wind currents usually occurring around ridge lines, mountains, and hills, generating sink rates in excess of 1,000 feet per minute in moderate wind conditions. This is from Heliops 2023. There's a visual picture of this. So it's a form of turbulence which occurs on mountainous regions. So that's weather. Let's come to machine. We assessed the aircraft to see if it was fit for purpose. The helicopter entered GHAF or Ghana Air Force Service May 2015. That's 10 years ago. Manufactured 2012 and reached its 10-year service threshold 18th May 2025. The aircraft received a 90-day extension to 18 August 2025. And mind you, it crashed on 6th August, which means 12 days to its 90-day expiry. Let me repeat that again. The aircraft received a 90-day extension to 18 August 2025 with the manufacturer's approval. Still on the machine. The aircraft on the day of the flight was declared serviceable and duly signed off by the captain. The FDR report indicates that the helicopter was in good working condition. The helicopter, however, lacked some avionic safety enhancements. Look for the word avionic. What does it mean? Okay, avionic. Now, they are elaborating on the serviceable and airworthy. The machine was serviceable and airworthy, but lacked key safety equipment. And the word key is not my word, it's their word. Key safety equipment. And they give 4. Terrain awareness and warning system, into bracket HTAWS. So helicopter terrain awareness warning system. Stroke EGPWS. Not there. Advanced navigation with terrain mapping. They didn't have it. Also lacked automatic flight control system. I don't know what that means, but those who know it know what it is.
Automatic flight control system or autopilot stabilizes pitch, roll, and yaw.
Good. What is advanced navigation with terrain mapping?
So let me just finish this one. And can execute an automatic climb or level of command. In a sudden downdraft, which we're told, turbulent air pulling you downwards. Such automation can instantly convert maximum available power into climb performance, while the pilot maintains situational awareness.
So basically, if something is pulling the aircraft that the pilot didn't know, if it had an automatic flight control system, based on what you've read, it would have moved the aircraft up away from danger. Good.
And then you asked about something else.
Advanced. So it lacked 3 things: terrain awareness and warning system. I think that's basic English. The one I wanted to find was advanced navigation with terrain mapping.
Okay.
So look for it.
While he's looking for that, avionics, according to Google, means electronics as applied to aviation.
So the aircraft
electronic equipment fitted in an aircraft.
So some avionic safety enhancements.
The avionic systems include everything you are mentioning.
Correct. Yeah.
Everything, the terrain mapping, flight management, GPS positioning, weather radar and terrain mapping, instrument landing systems, all those things are part of the avionics systems.
So it's basically like you are driving a certain car where it is aware of its environment with cameras and whether if you are changing lanes, somebody's coming. Versus driving a basic taxi which doesn't have that. So you have to use your eyes to see left, right, and that type of thing. So basically, enhancements that could have made it easier for the aircraft to be more aware of its environment and also react
Exactly.
on its own, or the pilot to react to that environment was not there. But it could fly people from one place to another.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish. So it lacked terrain awareness and warning system.
Can I give you that now?
No, give me the advanced navigation and terrain mapping. Yes.
Yes. So, which is the helicopter? So modern helicopters are fitted with helicopter terrain awareness and warning systems, or enhanced ground proximity warning systems. Now, these continuously compare the aircraft's position, altitude, and speed with a digital terrain database. If the helicopter is descending downward, toward rising ground, the system issues a loud, unmistakable alert. Terrain, pull up. So you hear that.
So this guy didn't have this one.
Giving the crew vital seconds to climb or turn away.
Oh.
Now, such systems have virtually limited controlled flight into terrain, accidents in civil and military fleets worldwide. Now, he goes on to say that had the GHF 631 been so equipped, the pilots would have received an automatic warning before striking the ridgeline, even in complete cloud. Equally vital is advanced GPS-based navigation with terrain mapping, which shows a live 3-dimensional picture of the ground ahead. It transforms a blind flight in fog into a guided one. In this case, a crew would have seen on their display that they were flying into a rising terrain near Brofoyedu.
Thank you for that. So the three things have been explained, so we understand it. Now they then sit under machine. We have recommended, so they haven't even got to recommendation, but they put it there quickly. We have recommended strongly for aircraft with these additional safety enhancements to be acquired immediately. They choose to call it additional.
I think they jumped something there for me. And when I listened to Captain Fojo, that was my first reaction. The first recommendation is to stop the use of all aircrafts that lack these facilities.
Correct. That's a very important point.
That's the first thing. They should stop. Put an end to it.
Exactly.
If you want to use it for flight training at a restricted area, that's a different thing. I mean, flight training, whichever. But the point is that you cannot put people in harm's way in the manner that we have done.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, Bernard, that we are civilians and nobodies, quote and unquote.
We're not experts, yeah.
Okay. So we will just raise questions based on what we have heard from Captain Fojo.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that a good number of the Air Force people knew that this aircraft had all these problems. I'm telling you, I don't need their confirmation.
It's true.
You knew that the aircraft was not ready to do VIP transport. And you put ministers in a thing, thinking that, ways and means, we will manage it.
We'll manage it.
Okay. We don't have flight tracking systems for such aircrafts within the Air Force.
So once he moves, it's off radar.
So watch, go back, go. No, we don't have live track.
It was there.
Flight tracking.
I'll read it.
Check the statement. He kept saying that we got information from Kumasi.
Yes, because we have
not en route information. No. So we knew what the situation was in Kumasi. We knew what the situation was in Obuasi.
But not on the plane.
No. The live en route tracking, zero. So if we knew all these things, why did we put the people on the aircraft? These are questions that somebody should be asking.
Exactly.
And we were not just waiting for the report so that life will go on just like that. Exactly. Otherwise, this thing will be repeated at some point.
And then the point you made about a recommendation that ought to be there, I think you need to emphasize that, you see, because we don't know how many of such helicopters still exist. So my point is that if you are saying, you see, because they are saying we should recommend strongly for aircraft with this additional safety enhancement be acquired. But he's saying that, what about the ones that are already there that don't have them?
Yeah.
You see, so what you need to say first is that, okay, stop using all aircraft without this. Then acquire this type of aircraft so that this doesn't happen. So I feel like you are that point has been. So sometimes when you analyze a report, it is important to see what is not there. And I think that point you made is a critical point. That if there are aircraft without that in the system, don't put anybody on it. Don't put anybody. Let me finish. Let me read there. So when they did it,
and another thing that not to cut you, another thing that I thought I would hear from them is to recommend the establishment of an independent aviation safety commission or board in this country.
Independent.
And this is independent of the military, independent of, proper independent. Because for all we know, this is an accident. So we have to put people together from the US, from all the places. But as a practice, we need an independent commission or board.
Who will be objective.
And Parliament should push for this.
Particularly because when something happens and you talk to somebody who is within the system, there's always a conflict between protecting the institution's reputation and stating what is objective truth. And this is not because I impugn the integrity of anybody there, but the concept of independent, whether it's an independent ombudsman, even independent prosecutors, is because of the potential of being conflicted. All right, because if you talk to a pilot, he will say, well, it's not everything we can say. Do you understand? So this idea of an independent, what's the expression used? Independent what?
Aviation safety committee or commission or board, whatever.
I think it's very, very important. Let me continue. So they dealt with the machine, which is where we just read. Human factors. Now, I think they spent a lot on human factors because there was some speculation around whether the guy was in the right frame of mind. So to be fair, they did a really good job there.
Rightly so.
So they said to rule out any potential human causes, we examined the qualification, experience, and competence of the air crew. Postgraduate certificate in safety and accident investigation from Cranfield, UK, 2024. Cranfield is probably the best. The captain was a qualified FAA commercial and instrument rated pilot from Bristol Academy, Florida, USA, another top-notch institution. The captain, still within the Ghana Air Force, he was recategorized in March 2025 as a Category C pilot, qualified captain on Z9EH helicopter with a green instrument rating, which means that the pilot was conk. There was no problem with the man, which is why we go back to the machine. But let me finish. The co-pilot was a qualified FAA commercial and instrument rated pilot from the same Bristol, Florida, April 2023. In December 2024, he was recognized within the Ghana Air Force as Category D pilot on helicopter type with a white instrument rating. So he's also conk based on normal English. To rule out any potential human causes, we examined the medical and physiological records of the crew. A review of the medical and personal records revealed no known medical or psychological condition in the captain, co-pilot, or technician at the time of flight. All three were described by witnesses as calm, prepared, and professional during the pre-flight activities. Fatigue or medication was not considered to have materially affected their performance on the day of the flight. Then they go to sequence of events. So basically, they are ruling out human error or they are ruling out human-related limitations.
Yeah.
The guy was qualified to fly. He was in the right frame of mind to fly. So if something went wrong, it was the weather and the machine that the guy couldn't control, not because he wasn't qualified. That's what they are saying in normal English. Let's some sequence of events. The flight departed Accra VFR in marginal weather. The flight to Bofuedru was uneventful. Approximately 90 nm out of 100 nm. Is that nautical miles? So 90 out of 100. So almost there. At 9:56, don't forget they left at 9 something.
They delayed the flight.
Yes. At 9:56, the crew entered IMC into bracket clouds and transitioned into IFR. You have to find out what those things means. Seconds before impact, the crew stated they could see high ground below. Then it goes, suddenly after, the helicopter lost height without change of power or pitch altitude and impacted a ridge line at 1,370 feet above sea level, about 6.5 miles from destination at 9:58. Let me read this again. The flight had done 90 out of 100 nm at 9:56. This is 2 minutes before impact. 9:56. Now 2 minutes before impact is 120 seconds. So that's still a bit of time. Which brings to the question what Sky read about. That system that can, in seconds, power the aircraft to go up if it notices that is because they say 9:56 the crew entered IMC and transitioned into IFR. That's 9:56. Seconds before impact, the crew stated they could see high ground below, possibly because they only saw the mountain few seconds before they crashed into it. So here's the main issue. Suddenly after they saw this thing, the helicopter lost height without change of power or pitch, attitude, and impacted a ridge line at 1,370 feet. So what they are saying is that this downdraft pulled the aircraft down. The conditions meant they didn't see the elevation until impact, which goes back to the point around if the aircraft had terrain awareness warning system, advanced navigation and with terrain mapping, and then what you call automatic flight control system. Read that automatic flight control thing again for me. I mean, it's hindsight. It's easy for us to say. Okay, so we are not saying that maybe somebody removed it. It wasn't there. It wasn't equipped with those things. But if it was, it is possible they may have been alive.
Yeah.
Because according to what you read of this, read it again.
So it says modern helicopters are fitted with helicopter terrain awareness and warning systems or enhanced ground proximity warning systems. Now these continuously compare the aircraft's position, altitude and speed with a digital terrain database. Now if the helicopter is descending towards rising ground, which is the ridge you're talking about, the system issues a loud, unmistakable alert.
Correct.
Terrain, pull up.
Correct.
Giving the crew vital seconds to climb or turn away, so you can roll away or yaw away or bank, whatever you want to do in the circumstances. Now such systems have virtually eliminated controlled flight into terrain. So you, in this case, you are the person flying. You cannot now fly directly.
So once it notices that you are getting close to
exactly.
this.
Yeah, that's right. And then they prevent accidents like that. Now equally vital is advanced GPS-based navigation with terrain mapping, which shows a live 3-dimensional picture of the ground ahead. So they would have seen the ridge on their dashboard or whatever it is. It transforms a blind flight in fog into a guided one. So if you would have been relying on your eyes or visual rules to be able to see what's ahead of you, you are guided by reason of the availability of this equipment to be able to see what exactly the topography is in a particular area. Now, it goes on to say that in this case, the crew would have actually seen on their display that they were flying into a rising terrain near Brofwed.
Let me now read their findings in conclusion. The helicopter was airworthy but lacked additional safety enhancements for flying safer in the weather phenomena over that terrain. Environment: adverse weather, limited visibility, rising terrain, and no ground-based navigation to aid en route. Emergency response was timely. Cause of accident: the investigation determined that the accident was caused by sudden loss of altitude and lift due to downdraft. This loss of altitude without change in power or pitch altitude is consistent with downdraft associated with changing environmental conditions over high terrain. Now they have something they call organizational and systemic factors. Limited national navigation capability for en route and remote area weather services. Enhanced training, no simulator training. Flight monitoring, no flight data monitoring. Flight following, no secondary surveillance radar. Automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, real-time tracking. All of that they don't have. So they are basically saying, as a system, we don't have our national navigational capability when a flight is moving and when it is in remote areas is non-existent. We don't have enhanced training for simulators. We don't have flight data monitoring system. We don't have secondary surveillance radar. We don't have automatic blah 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 blah. Safety recommendations: modernize the fleet of the Ghana Air Force. 1. Acquire modern aircraft with TAWS, the thing you just read, and EGPWS, the other one you read, and modern navigation system. Number 2, modernize the fleet of Ghana Air Force with CVR, FDR with audiovisual capable types. Right? The flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder. Which is what Francisca was saying, that if you're saying modernize the fleet of our Air Force with cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder with audiovisual capable types, does that suggest that the ones they had was not audiovisual? I don't know what they mean.
Even beyond this particular.
So the way it is written suggests that that's the recommendation, right? Invest in flight simulators for recurrent training. When we did the TV show, my flight simulator guy came at every point in the flight, weather updates were being given, and the distance from the ground was being given, and the highest elevation was given. Because that aircraft type he was manipulating on the plane was a bit more modern than the one they were using. Because he even said that the one that he was flying had those systems which they just described here. Right.
Let me just have an input here. You see, an aircraft that was purchased
2015
manufactured in 2012 is actually considered modern.
Fair enough.
You understand? We made the choice of buying an aircraft that did not have critical safety equipment. You understand? So that's the aircraft on one part. And then
because it was bought 3 years after it was manufactured, so it was a modern aircraft at the time.
Relatively, yes.
And it was used for 10 years.
Yes, I mean aircraft that's 10 years is still good.
No, but they said that they had done. Don't forget, I read something that they said they had done an extension of something.
Yeah, so that's just for 90 days.
See, the helicopter entered service in 2015, reached 10 years service threshold May 18. Yes. I don't know what that means. 2015, and then received a 90-day extension.
Yes.
To 18th August.
It doesn't mean what? No, it doesn't mean it's an old aircraft.
No, but the extension
it's a routine. No, it's a routine check that they do for aircraft, which is dated. So after 10 years, we do a major check to replace parts, to do all the things that, or to upgrade software and firmware.
So if they say a 90-day extension, is that extension of the service threshold?
Yes. To tell you that, okay, you can still go ahead for the next 90 days.
Before you come for service.
Before we will, beyond the 90 days, we cannot.
So that was with the manufacturer's approval?
Exactly.
Fair enough.
You understand? But what I'm saying is that when you have an aircraft that don't have, or that doesn't have critical safety enhancement equipment, like you mentioned, it's a trap. Especially when you are transporting VIP passengers. No country in the world will use that kind of aircraft to transport VIP passengers. That's the point I'm saying.
Being aware that it doesn't have these things.
So that is on the part of the aircraft. Now the last thing you read now comes to the support systems for aviation.
So you have to differentiate the two. The aircraft itself lack these things,
exactly,
and then the systems around our flights also
which is
don't
what
have.
They have talked about.
So let me read them. Flight simulators for recurrent training, contract certified aviation weather provider, en route navigational aid, flight data monitoring, en route tracking systems, ground support equipment, in addition to cockpit voice recorder, flight data recorder with audiovisual capability, and then acquiring aircraft with TAWS and the other things.
So the problem with the aircraft that crashed is a problem with the aircraft. But the problem with the support system that they are talking about makes it more curious. No Air Force person worth his salt would say that they didn't know that this was the condition
of the aircraft.
The situation, the support
the lack
system.
of all these things.
They've always known. They have always known. So the chickens have just
so
come
you're putting two things
to
together. The aircraft itself didn't have the safety
avionics,
enhancements. And then the system around flight monitoring and all these things too also don't exist. So it's almost like two troubles, one God.
The extension is also an issue there.
So you have even three things. So you have a service that you're supposed to do. You extend it for 18 days. 12 days before the extension expired, you are still flying VIPs in it. Then the aircraft itself doesn't have what they themselves call key safety enhancement. Then Ghana's Ghana's navigational capabilities for en route and remote area weather services also need to be enhanced because they're also not up to scratch. So even you may have a modern aircraft with key safety features, but if you don't put in these systems as well, it may even limit your ability to help the aircraft. So with such a major national blow, I think you were expecting stronger recommendation
and urgency.
So the point around, stop using any aircraft that doesn't have this. As a matter of urgency, install these systems in our aviation whatever. Because you see, the conclusion was that the accident was an unfortunate and sudden weather-related accident.
That's correct.
Implementing the safety recommendations will prevent recurrence of accident, which means they admit that if these things were there, the guys wouldn't the thing may have not have crashed.
That's unfortunate enough, but we are saying that going forward, let's put a stop to all flights
for aircraft without these things.
Exactly. That's the first thing.
But do you know we have these aircraft? Okay, are you sure there are aircraft like that in the system?
I can't say as a matter of fact, but I will not be surprised if they have.
The other question is that was this the helicopter that was flown our president? We have to ask that question because you usually fly the president in the best aircraft, the best helicopter.
The helicopters.
Yes.
Oh, they use it all the time.
So the president uses this helicopter.
Well, I know high government officials use it all the time.
Is there another helicopter higher than this one in our fleet?
I don't know.
Well, I really don't even want to.
No, I want you to investigate that thing.
You see, I understand why you are asking. Yeah. You know,
if this is the best aircraft that can carry us, then doesn't have this.
Maybe the Defense and Interior Committee would have to do its own investigations into what exactly happened. You see, but Bernard, why, I don't want to compare lives, right? Life losses.
Yeah, a life target.
Of course, the president or whatever it is bad enough. But you see, critical questions arise as to why the aircraft virtually expired, right?
Almost
expired or whatever it expired.
No,
because
expired.
I mean, I'm using. I want to be.
You are talking about a 90-day extension. Yeah. No, it is done. That is done.
It is done.
Yeah.
But you see, it is done within certain constraints. There's a reason why the manufacturer says that this thing you use it for a certain
10 years.
10 years, right?
And then when they say service threshold, what does it mean?
So then you have, with the written consent of the manufacturer, said that okay, for the next 30 days we can do a few adjustments here and use it for time.
No, I want to understand something. If you say the aircraft was to have had does that mean they should have sent it back for service?
Major service.
Some of them you have to send it back physically. Some of them you have a maintenance and repair crew that visits your location physically. Now, the threshold only gives you an idea of a time boundary beyond which they cannot assure you of the safety of the equipment.
So wait,
Bernard, let me read something.
Let's take it.
Let me read this to you.
Let's take it easy.
After what Sarens has said, let's
take it easy. You see, the thing is that all of us here are not experts in the field. And I'm also saying that the press conference was for the public. So whilst you don't need to be an expert to understand the basic thing being communicated, you may not be able to make certain other deductions on the face value. Okay, so I just want us to be cautious and minded. And also know that there's a lot of emotions involved because people have lost their lives. I think what is critical is that just using the report, we can see clearly the conclusion that
there are gaps.
If we provide these safety things, because, and this is not my words, I'm going to read the conclusion of the report, because I think that conclusion then tells you that the people who did the report themselves are saying that if these safety things are put in place, they use the word it will prevent. Right, so these are not my words. So
that is, we are less likely.
So let me just read. Let me read what they are saying
in the manner that it happened.
So it says, implementing the safety recommendations will prevent. These are not my words. All right. So I feel like, in a sense, they've said it.
Yes.
They've said it. They've said it, even though they didn't say it the way you wanted them to say. They've said it. They are saying, if you implement these safety recommendations, it will prevent recurrence of accidents.
Bernard,
I
don't have any problem with the report, their conclusions and recommendations. I'm only saying that it opens the whole thing up to further questions. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So we should apply a certain level of urgency in fixing the problems. You understand? Now, Sky mentioned Parliament. Now, Parliament should be very, very involved in this. It may even end up that we have to pass laws to protect this aviation transportation thing. You understand? Because it's such a helpless situation that, the only thing we can do on hindsight is to close all the gaps that have popped up as a result of this accident.
There's something.
But another thing that we need to commend the team is the speed with which they have conducted this exercise. It doesn't happen as quickly as they have done it in other countries, I must say.
Apparently, we have an aircraft accident and incident investigator. There's a law, actually, so I didn't know this. Act 1028, Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau. It's actually there. It's actually there. So when you said that there was no, we should recommend for.
No, I said an independent.
But
that's not independent. This is yes.
It
this is not independent.
Really, when you read it, it doesn't. I don't know what the Constitution is, but it does state that. So this act is to establish the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau to investigate, prevent, regulate, and oversee the management of aircraft accidents and incidents that occur in Ghana, and to provide for related matters. Date of assent, 6th October 2020, passed by Parliament and assented to by the President. And this act applies to the aircraft accidents or incidents of that occur. Then they give the details. I wanted to look at the composition. All right. The composition will determine whether it's independent or not. The governing body of the bureau is a board consisting of a chairperson with experience in aviation matters nominated by the President, one legal practitioner of not less than 10 years standing at the bar nominated by GBA, one chartered accountant not less than 10 years standing nominated by the ICAG, one engineer of not less than 10 years standing nominated by the Ghana Institute of Engineers, one representative of the ministry responsible for aviation not below the rank of a director nominated by the minister, the commissioner, and one other person nominated by the President. And then it gives the conditions under which they are nominated. What are their duties? They investigate aircraft accidents and incidents, ensure due compliance with Annex 13 of the Chicago Convention and protocols, technical instructions, guidance, and procedures for international civil aviation, establish procedures for conduct of investigations in accordance with Annex 13 of the Chicago Convention, promote and improve safety in aviation through the independent investigation. So this is the word, the independent investigation of aircraft accidents and incidents, and the prevention of aircraft accidents and incidents. Determine the cause and contributory factors to aircraft accidents and incidents. Prepare and submit reports to the appropriate authority to enhance the progress of investigations into aircraft accidents and incidents, and advise the minister on matters related to all of this. So maybe this may have to be tidied up, but it does exist in the form that I just read it. And so of course, because this was a military aircraft, they involved the military in it. So maybe they could have then just said, maybe they could have had non-military, but I don't know.
You see,
but
Bernard,
this is where we are.
You see, the point I want to make is that the nature of the report, while we don't doubt the competence of the people who investigated the accident or the crash, to put it in that sense, I think there are critical issues that emerge, and I'm sure people who are interested in probing these spaces would have to raise these issues, because first of all, I was talking about the extension. Under what conditions did they allow that? The flight was delayed for about an hour, right? What recommendation went into allowing the flight to proceed after an hour, right? And in the world we live in today, truly and really, right? Is it proper, even in our limited circumstances, to have allowed a flight whose lifeline has been extended by 30 days after expiry? I'm using the word because that's
90 days.
90 days, because that is what our people would understand.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Well,
10
that's a fact.
Exactly. It's 10 years. Right? So ideally, you either withdraw it from service or take it back for thorough overhauling. You understand? To make it fit and proper for purpose again. But with the written consent of the folks in China, we decided to expand its lifeline by 30 days or so.
Do you think the committee should have looked into the reason we asked for that extension?
All of those questions
and possibly
would have to be asked.
examined it to say that, okay, this aircraft had reached its service end of whatever, and we asked for a 30-day extension or 90-day extension. Maybe they would have then called that document and examined whether there was anything that needed to be done for the aircraft to be airworthy or whatever. But I think they said it had been cleared to fly.
Yes, you see, so that is the
and
issue.
it had flown the second, third, and fourth.
But reading the entire thing, what I see as a lawyer is there appears to be an attempt to carve out culpability which they seek not to directly impose on the state. That's what I see. Because, yes, it is basic that you drive a car that is basically functional. But a car that is functional doesn't mean that the car is fit for purpose in a particular situation. You were told that there are other things, if added to the flight, would have prevented that disaster. We did not have them. You understand? So what it means is that if we had them, perhaps this would not have happened. So the question,
based on their own conclusion.
Exactly.
Based on their own conclusion.
So the question is, should we have acquired these things? Was it proper that in all the circumstances of the situation we're talking about, the day of the flight, the situation with the weather and all the matter, where the people were going, we ought to have used this flight with all these negatives that we had seen, which we knew or ought to have known.
You know something that
we ought to have gone in that particular flight.
We are missing. You know, they gave the flight history for August 2nd, August and August 4th. What would have been interesting was to give us the weather for those days and the terrain as well.
Yeah, the terrains are different.
No, I'm not saying it helps to enrich the discussion to say on August 2 it flew for 1.5 hours to this place. What kind of weather did it fly in? All right.
And the nature of
just to give a sense, because and also whether that day it flew, it also had to wait for adverse weather to clear. Maybe they did that work, but they didn't think it was necessary for us. But I feel like, as some of you have said, when you read the full report and the conclusion of the report, you can't help but feel that some critical statements have been jumped. Because the conclusion is a strong conclusion. Now, to arrive at such a strong conclusion,
you need further.
The pathway to that conclusion
must be rigorous.
But you can also tell from what you're saying that maybe they feel like people are already angry and sad, you don't necessarily want to agitate them further. But you see, if you want to create urgency around preventing this forever, because this is a catastrophic thing that has happened, and we should convince ourselves that we did our best for them. I don't think we did.
Yeah.
And I don't think our not being aviation experts
limits
means
our
we can't
capacity to
conclude
say
that.
that.
That if we, because if you know that it doesn't have key safety enhancements,
additional safety,
right?
Yeah.
Second point, should we extend this beyond VIP travel, right? And say the issues they spoke about outside the aircraft affects everybody who flies in Ghana. Do you understand? So let's not just say let's get modern aircraft so that when people of high importance to us are flying, they are safe. If you're saying that there were systemic and organizational issues, those issues affect everybody who flies anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the recommendation can go and say beyond getting modern aircraft, these are the systemic recommendations we are making so that any pilot flying any plane anywhere in our jurisdiction has a better chance. I feel like that recommendation should also be there, because if those things had been there, again, it may have made it easier for somebody to help them or something. So I feel like we are in a hurry as a society to get it over and done with and move on. But trying to
not blame anybody in particular.
Yes, that is exactly my point.
But see, that's the thing. Siska, you can solve a problem because if something is systemic, it affects everybody and it is an interplay of many factors. But that doesn't mean you should leave it unattended to. So if the recommendation is that we, and I think I need to read it to give it a bit more weight.
Basically, it's an accident. So
No. They are saying that there were organizational and systemic inadequacies in our aviation tracking. And our point is that, so at what point do they get fixed? Or at what point do they get attention? Is it just because we shouldn't just make it a question about VIP travel and important state officials. Maybe there should be an immediate upgrade of all these weather. So, for example, weather systems, weather monitoring systems. In Ghana. If I let me read a message for
this
you, it will help you.
The report of the accident investigation. I am saying that the military hierarchy, the Air Force people themselves, they know that this problem has existed for years. And some of them have complained about it over years and nothing has been done.
In terms of the system?
The system. I'm talking about the system. So the recommendation, solid recommendation, we should fix the system. We should also review our processes for purchasing or acquiring aircrafts in the future. Now, the other point that I want to make is that we should stop using military aircraft to transport civilians as a regular practice. Unless emergency. Military aircrafts is there. Oh, this person is going here, take him here. This person is going here, take him here. We should stop that thing and let it be for the military. Unless emergency. You understand? So first and foremost, let's fix the system.
Yeah.
Secondly, let's review our processes for acquiring aircrafts.
Yeah.
We are a poor country. So if somebody is giving us aircraft for free, we should take it, but we should consider the essence of the gift.
Yeah. I want to add something.
No, we are poor country.
I want to add.
Poorly managed.
No, we are poor.
I want to add something.
This is not by faith.
around the issue of system and its organization, I think we need to pay attention to the Ghana Meteorological Agency too. So, for example, how many weather stations do they have? How well equipped are they to provide the kind of real-time information on weather that may have been useful for people within a flight space? Okay, so
civil aviation.
Yes, so I think we need a functional weather radar system and other types of equipment to enhance the agency. So sometimes when something like this happens, we should take it as an opportunity to help upgrade all the institutions within the chain. And I feel like if you read a report, the weather monitoring systems we have may also not be up to scratch. In fact, they stated that.
Yes.
Right. So you are saying the report is focused on the craft, and therefore they are saying buy new aircraft. But I feel like because it's become such a major national tragedy, they can go beyond and make specific recommendations and say, for example, Ghana Meteo Agency increase the density and distribution of their weather stations by this factor. Provide them this type of equipment, link it to civil aviation. Do you understand?
But
to solve those,
it's part of the system issues that they are raising.
No, but I'm saying that I don't see it as a specific recommendation.
Well,
I don't see it as a specific.
That's why
the recommendations that they shared with the public were limited to
aviation.
Yes. No, there are 7. Modern. Okay. To be fair, they have safety recommendations. I don't know if they have something they call organizational and systemic recommendations. I don't see that in the summary I have here. Maybe they do.
Maybe well beyond their terms of reference. I don't know. But the point has to be made, Bernard, and I insist this. That you see, let us not just be forward-looking, right? We must get to the roots of how these decisions got made, and if there is evidence of negligence, institutionally or by people who knew or ought to have known better, and who did not act in a way a reasonably competent, officer or instructor or whoever the person must have been, there we must place culpability, and people must answer for it. Because in this country, generally,
but the way the report is written, to be very difficult for you to get that kind of information.
No, you see, that is why. You see, I don't want to give.
Let me give an example.
I think that's the point he's making.
So if for example, and this is hypothetical, if somebody had made a request as a matter of urgency for a new helicopter to be bought, maybe 3 months down the line, and then maybe it hadn't been acted on because there's no money. Even if you bring that out, how do you allocate culpability in this case?
Let me give you an example.
Just because you're saying, I'm just an example. Let's assume somebody says we should have bought a new helicopter and we didn't have money to buy it.
But let me give you an example.
Is that the fault of the person who said we don't have money to buy it?
Let me give you an example.
Or the fact that we didn't have money to buy it?
Okay, let me give you an example. The fact that experts sat together and put this report doesn't make it sacrosanct.
Of course not.
In fact, an affected person can commission an independent report that would establish, in the view of those internationally recognized or locally celebrated experts, what would have accounted for what went down, right? It is perfectly possible, without even attacking the expertise of the people who invest. These are distinguished people. We heard about their credentials and all of that. It is perfectly possible that they would be able to substantively, materially expose gaps in the findings made by these experts. Now, a court properly sitting and looking at the facts and properly directed and looking at the law, the standards elsewhere, what is the standard of care required of a nation towards the citizens in similar situations, what is expected of, the Ghana Armed Forces or modern military, establishments. What would they have done in similar circumstances? It is possible that when they look at the facts, and I'm not saying that anybody has done anything wrong, we are just exposing potential gaps in what we have heard. The court will come to the conclusion that maybe one way or the other that someone did something wrong and therefore ABCD should happen. It is not possible for 8 people to just die like that and we hear that, oh, yes, it reached its lifeline and then we extended this more. It needed to have had ABCD. We didn't give it to them because it was clear to fly. I mean, you can clear...
There should be more... You are saying there's more questions that some of those conclusions require, which can give more insight into what could have happened.
You know, when I heard Captain Fojo read that line that the aircraft had clearance to fly, I giggled. No, to fly on the day. I mean, I just laughed. I said, but Captain Fojo has been an Air Force pilot and has been a commercial pilot. Has been the deputy MD of Ghana Airways for years. So his credentials, no question about it. Then I asked myself, which military Air Force officer will fly an aircraft which has not been cleared to fly?
So you are saying that it goes without saying?
It goes without saying.
But he needs to say it. Because if he doesn't say it, it's not that he's talking to the public. He needs to say it.
That there's a probability that I'm just saying that there's a probability that the pilot of these known credentials will fly an aircraft that was not cleared to fly in Ghana.
No, he's just stating the obvious fact.
Yeah, but you see, that also raises another.
He's just stating. I get your point too. That it's obvious. We are saying of course.
So let me be the literal interpretation of that is that this machine, helicopter, was asked to fly, knowing that it lacked adequate safety equipment.
No, they use the word enhancement.
No, the enhancement is an industry reference.
That's what I'm saying. That is that they use the word key, which suggests that it is important, but then they use the word to suggest as if it's like an extra.
No, I'm saying that it's an industry reference. That's enhancement, but I won't use the word key. I'll use critical.
Okay, and they use critical.
No, they use key. They use the word key.
I'll use critical.
No, they use the word key.
Both actually.
And then it is also relative to the particular mission.
Yes.
That you are flying.
They use the word key.
Yes.
Because if you are flying towards a ridge, these things become truly critical. Particularly when we had been told that there was an issue with the weather as of the time they wanted to fly, that required that they should defer the flight for at least an hour.
Yeah, so clearly somebody knew that.
So when we are even talking about using the language clearance, was that clearance done?
Yeah.
Or it was done under
the routine? Oh, and actually, let's go.
Yes. You see,
let's go.
No, but let's not forget that. You see,
authority
guys,
overrides.
I always say that hindsight is always clear.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that's why they also told you that even 3 days, 2 days, 1 week to the fateful day, the aircraft had flown. So they are giving you its immediate history. Yeah. They're also telling you that because the weather was adverse, they delayed the flight, because it means somebody sort of weighed the situation and said it may not be the best time to fly now, hold on.
Yeah.
So it's trying to say that there were a lot of
considerations.
Before they flew.
Yeah. One of those considerations could have been that the ministers have to be in Obuasi.
Wait. No, you see, we all don't have those facts. What I'm saying is that, you see, the way they narrate all this tells you that people did apply some due care.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair.
And people didn't just, and the aircraft had done the second, third, and fourth. So there were no red flags from those 3 days.
Yes.
Do you get it? But they all admit that with those avionic enhancements, this could have been prevented. But it's something like we know. So it's almost to say, like, for example, I'm driving a car. The car I have, the engine works well, but it doesn't have a camera that if I'm reversing, I can see what is behind me. So I reverse into a gutter and I step on a goat and the goat dies. They are saying that if Bernard had a reverse camera on his car, he may not have reversed and killed the goat. It's not a good example. Now, he's driven that car for many weeks and he hasn't killed any goat. So the day that he wanted to reverse and they said, show me, a plank or back, no, he didn't raise any red flag that, who reverse, but we all know that if Bernard's car has a reverse camera, he may have been more careful in the way he reverses. I seem to be that way. So what I'm saying is that they know that when you have these things on the plane, obviously it will make it easier for them to navigate. But that doesn't mean that sitting on that plane every day is necessarily terrible, because the history of the flying for the few days, I'm trying to understand what their logic. That so we all know that if you put that thing there, clearly he would have seen.
Because of the
so now make sure that because of this accident you put it there. But it's not to suggest that the decision to fly was completely irresponsible. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the way they present it, it's not an irresponsible, it is a decision which, using all the facts they've put together. Please hear me out in 2 seconds. So what I'm saying is that in trying to understand what they are saying, they are basically saying, now we know that these avionic enhancements, we can't gloss over them anymore, because this accident is terrible and nobody could have predicted a downdraft of that kind. But not to say that flying an aircraft with an experienced pilot, which had flown 2 days, 3 days, 1 week to the incident, was a complete act of dereliction. Do you understand? So I'm putting some balance there that we now know. But in that situation before flying it, with all the things that we have said, only a very clairvoyant person could have said, no, don't put them on the plane. That's the way I interpret what they are saying. And I think that interpretation also does make some sense. All right? So I think both truth can coexist. If somebody believes they can get more information around what has happened to give further insight to prevent it, 100%. Luckily for all of us, the recommendation is very strong. The last recommendation is very, very strong. You are saying, look, you need to get this to prevent. So they are saying that we now know that based on these 8 guys dying, we are not going to allow any aircraft which doesn't have that. And I think that is strong. Let's I think we should leave it there. All right, let's not over legislate the matter. Let's just leave it there so because you see, don't forget that we can all read one thing and interpret it differently. But at least we all see the recommendation is clear. So let's put a timeline to the recommendation that you say you are going to acquire these things. Make sure you acquire them within a specific time.
Yes.
You say that there are systemic and organizational challenges with our aviation. Put in place a timetable to fix it. Okay. Now, if somebody believes that there's more to look for what happened, they are free to go and investigate, which he is saying. I am saying that when all things considered, we should track the recommendations and give timelines to it, and insist that the recommendations are fully adhered to, so that we don't get a recurrence of such a tragedy again.
So that's what I mean, that we need details of what happens thereafter. The recommendations have been spelt out.
Yes.
But we need to know which institutions, which stake agencies, etc., are going to be working on it. What is Ghana Meteor going to do specifically? In terms of legal, what's going to be done specifically? So we need
we can do that.
We need all that
the press conference could have generated that, but I also believe that we can have access to Minister for Communication and ask those specific questions for those timelines and those details.
I don't
to be
even
given.
think we have to ask those questions. I think we have to be provided.
Well,
with the
even if we have to, we
details
can ask for it. Let me
what's
give you.
going to happen
Let me.
thereafter.
I need to take a break.
I'm only saying that they should stop the military aircrafts from behaving like trotro.
Okay.
And
Fair
then,
enough.
secondly, all the system-related issues that have popped up in this report, not one of them is new to the system.
So you should deal with
You understand? Not one of them
You should deal with it.
is new. I'm telling you, not one. Every one of them captured there is known to the people already. And we sat down for this accident to occur. You talked about the aircrafts, the schedule before the accident. You know, we as a people, we take things for granted. It's just a culture of what you people call in economics satisficing. Just a culture of let's use the least available to us, and nyamiadum, we have done it. In the previous flight, they did not encounter the kind of adverse weather that they had.
Yeah.
So that weather has come to prove to us that
the system we have put in place is not good enough.
Exactly.
So let's
That's
fix
what
it.
Oh, you are about down. Just about down.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
First impressions matter. Make yours unforgettable with the irresistible scent of Princess Body Mist and Roll-On. Designed for every lady who wants to leave a lasting impression wherever she goes. And for our gentlemen, there is Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Elevate your presence with a confident, masculine fragrance that keeps you dry and fresh all day. Because your fragrance should speak before you do, use Princess Body Mist and Roll-On and Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Your daily essentials for smelling good from dawn till dusk. Princess and Style Up. Smell good and feel great together. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Sankofa, pepper soup where you know, pepper sankofa, sankofa pepper powder, a shishi raw. Sankofa pepper powder, sankofa pepper powder, sankofa pepper powder.
FDA, Aji Ejadi Nkrato Yatum.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
And where do you think you're going?
To train in the garden.
With my broom?
Mom, it's a javelin.
Oh, really? And that plate?
That's not a plate, it's a discus, Mom. We are training to become winners.
Well, you know you need lots of energy to become winners. So you both better start your day with Twisco before you go anywhere. Besides its great chocolatey taste, Twisco is enriched with Enerfort, a blend of energy-boosting vitamins and minerals for little winners.
Thanks, Mom.
Got to keep my little winners in shape. Twisco, Power your dreams.
This advert is FDA approved.
Have you imagined buying a house on an interest-free plan and getting a car for free? Well, Afro Arab Properties, best known for building the most affordable quality homes, has hit another milestone of rewards. Are you looking for your dream home today? Afro Arab Properties will definitely show the way. These homes are in 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom options located at Manet Spintex, East Legon Hills, Santor, Ashaliboche, Tema Community 25, Old Ningo, Amasaman, Apollonia, and more. Even better, you have a 5-year payment plan without interest. And the big one, purchase a home from some Afro Arab Properties projects and get an electric car for free. Yes, an electric car that can go 300 kilometers on a full charge. So don't miss this big offer from Afro Arab Properties. Just call 055-175-3231 or 0244-109-133. Terms and conditions apply. Afro Arab Properties. At Afro Arab, everyone can buy a house.
Looking for a university that truly sets you apart? Academic City University Accra offers world-class undergraduate degree programs in engineering, business, informatics, and communication arts. And that's not all. Now introducing master's degrees designed to equip you with industry-relevant skills and global leadership capabilities. Study on a modern campus, learn from international faculty, and gain hands-on experience that sets you apart in today's job market. With over 15 student ventures launched and graduates thriving in top roles across Ghana and abroad, Academic City University is where future-ready leaders are made. Call now 0262-693-870. That's 0262-693-870. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders.
It's the Electroland Xmas Picky Warmer promotion. Citi is appreciating and Electroland is offering. Buy Nasco LED TV from $6.99 Ghana cedis, and when you buy Nasco French door, you get a free 5-gas cooker. Buy Nasco 425-liter chest freezer and get free 24-inch TV. Now buy the 545 to 800-liter Nasco chest freezers and get free tabletop fridge. Buy selected TCL smart TVs and get free TV wall bracket, air purifier, and professional monitor. Or you can buy TCL side-by-side fridge and get free 24-inch LED TV. Buy the Samsung QLED 4K Neo TVs from 65 to 100-inch and get your free music frame wireless speaker. Buy Samsung DuraCool Twin Cooling Plus and get free blender or 4-burner gas cooker. Now rush to Electroland showrooms or authorized dealers in Ghana. Call 050-315-9339 or visit www.electrolandgh.com.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
(9:31) Citi Breakfast Show. Thank you for listening. If you're looking for quality and reliable vehicle that lasts, buy a brand new Toyota from any of our branches and enjoy extended warranty of 5 years or 120,000 kilometers plus 1 year free service or 20,000 km, whichever comes first. At Toyota Ghana, we've got you covered from sales of new vehicles to servicing in our state-of-the-art workshops. Call Toyota Ghana today on 0302-429-801 and 0302-429-805. Terms and conditions apply. All right, it's 9:32 and we're going to be talking about the Regional Network for Inclusive Local Economic Development, NILED, NILED, is a transformative initiative being implemented under the GIZ support to private and financial sector programs. This is in collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. Now, this brings together key actors to create a coordinated, inclusive, and sustainable approach to local economic development. Big important topic. In the studio is Michael Abiu, CEO and lead consultant for MGA Consult. He's a big man. Abiu. No, you are a big man. Charlie, no, you are a big man. He's here with Atta Akita Senior.
Akuto.
Hey.
Okay, the name is Atta Akuto Senior.
They've written Akita.
All right.
Clearly, somebody is not minding what is on the table. NILED Committee Member for Bono Region. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, for listeners hearing about this for the first time, what exactly is the Regional Network for Inclusive Local Development? What is NILED? Who's going to answer that?
Okay, so NILED, it's a platform. Let me put it this way: it's a regional platform that is designed to facilitate MSMEs growth.
Okay.
As it has been, there's a lot of intervention by various governments towards MSME growth. However, it appears players and actors within the framework operate in isolation, and so they are always parallel to each other and fragmented. And so they need to now bring together these actors within the framework of MSME growth. Was thought of, and so NILED came to being. And this is to bring together these organizations, serve as a center where there's a lot of interaction, and then we can cohesively support the growth of these MSMEs.
Ghana has seen many programs targeting MSMEs. So what is unique about the approach of NILED, and what unique problem is NILED solving?
Okay, so let me take this. So I think the program, the process started 3 years ago, and generally that is where MGA was involved. And generally we went around the country to find out what the situation is, what are the problems. Key amongst it is duplication. So you would realize that they are what we call serial beneficiaries. The second is also being able to get the focus. So you realize that some districts consistently are getting the support, and others are not getting. Once we do that also, it means that resources are not well utilized. Now, we are not really providing the support. NILED is a platform. So generally, what we thought was this: let's bring all the donor agencies together. Let's bring all the BDS together. Let's synchronize it with all the state agencies and the services that they produce, and then create that platform that becomes one-stop shop where now MSMEs and those looking for jobs, so there are two angles to it: the MSMEs and job seekers can now have one platform for them to be able to access this support. Once we are able to do that also, when JICA or GIZ is going into an area, they know what has happened already. Most of the time when we go, and we are BDS service provider, you realize that you're going to train, and you go and train the same people for GIZ, and then the Ejumapa will go to the same community and train the same type of people on the same topic. Now, by creating this platform, we get to know what has been done already for who, and therefore you can be able to utilize the resources effectively. So instead of now doing training, now we can go in and say, okay, these people have had training. Now they need what we call the economic support. Now, these people have had economic support. Now they need to upgrade, and then they need to look at the bigger environment. So that is what the NILED platform seeks to do. The exciting thing also is this: it is, although it is national, but it is regional based, and that's why we call it a regional network for inclusive economic development.
So we are told that NILED operates through some 5 subgroups. Can you explain what each of these groups does, if you can elaborate on this?
Yeah, so the subgroups, we have the financial subgroup, that's the finance, the banks, and then the insurance subgroup. We also do have the training facilities that are also involved, because skills training is part of that. It is one of the subgroups. We also looking at others as being able to facilitate people who are engaged in these MSMEs in terms of infrastructure. Because the infrastructure subgroup is very important. Some people are producing or coming out with a lot of concepts, sometimes through internet and all that. People need to have these infrastructure adopted. And so it is one of the areas that we're also looking at. And then others that we have amongst them is the enterprise development, the BDS, as Mr. Michael just said. And the BDS play a critical role, and so they are also mentioned. And then the employment promotion subgroup.
So these are the 5?
These are the 5.
All right. Now, so if I'm a small business owner listening, what specific services can I access through this NILED initiative? If I'm a small business listening to you now, what specific service can I access through the NILED?
So if you look at the various groupings that we have created, so the first that they would be able to assess is through, for instance, the BDS services work group. Now, under that, we bring the service providers together, we train them, and then we basically register and list them. So when you, as an MSME, you are looking for training, you are looking for capacity building, you are looking for how to register your business, how to register your product. Now, NILED now provides you listed, trained, BDS service providers who will now be able to provide you with those services.
Okay.
Now, when you look at the finance, insurance, and pensions work group, for instance, their focus is how do we get access. So, for instance, there are various programs across, let's say the government and also non-governmental, including some even private organizations that are providing funding. And so NILED within the regional platform will know where these fundings are, and therefore when an MSME goes, they can be able to direct you. If you're a registered member also, when these people come and say we are looking for MSMEs to support, then we can then also be able to direct them to you. So in terms of finance, insurance, you can also have that. But we also provide the advisory services to these people.
Okay.
And that would be the benefit for MSMEs when they join and list on these platforms.
How can business associations, regulators, and local authorities support NILED's mission?
Yes, so there's this agenda to bring out regional forums or fora, very important. So the local economic development is one of the key actors that is involved in making sure Ghana really grows. And so if we have to support, then it is important that we support this fora that is going to be held across. And so they are supposed to be part of that and then help it grow.
All right. Now, we're talking to friends from the MGA Consulting Ghana Limited, who are helping to put together this regional network for inclusive local economic development called NILED, a transformative initiative being implemented under GIZ support to private and financial sector programs in collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government. And I was speaking to Michael Abiu from MGA Consultant Ata Akutu, who is a member of the NILED committee from the Bono region. So what's the first step to connecting with NILED? If I'm listening as an MSME now and I want to be part of this, what do I need to do?
You need to contact the RCC because there are secretariat around. And so the NILED secretariat is held by the various RCC. But for now,
so regional coordinating council.
Exactly. Now we are starting with 5 regions, and it will grow to the other regions. Currently, we have the Bono East, Ahafo, Ashanti, and the Greater Accra regions rolled out. The rest would also follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what should BDS providers do if they want to register and be part of the network?
So Bernard, I don't know if I can take us back a little bit.
Okay.
The NILED platform basically is working with the state institutions and the government, the Ministry of Local Government. So all the NILED offices are situated within the regional coordinating councils. So they are providing, offices and secretarial support to the various NILED, offices. And the idea is also to help government, achieve its agenda of local enterprise development. We have the local enterprise development policy, and NILED is helping government to be able to implement this policy effectively. And so walk into any of these regions that we've mentioned, Bono East, Ahafo, Ashanti region, and Greater Accra region, which is the 5 regions that NILED is starting.
Right.
And then you get to see us. But for businesses, one of the first things they need to do is to register. because NILED is also creating those platforms, because there are donor agencies that look at training of trainers, building their capacity, resourcing them so that they can be able to help the MSMEs, and then create jobs for the local communities. Either they go to the regional coordinating councils and look for the NILED offices and register there, or they can call this number 0244 28 3888.
All right.
0244 283888.
Wonderful.
And I think that would be Joshua, and he would help them be able to register and get onto the platform.
Final message to any SME who feels discouraged or basically doesn't think such things will work for them. What's your final message to them?
Yeah, so the frustration is very well understood, and we share their sentiment. However, it is important that they take advantage of this particular NILED platform. NILED is taking away all the frustration, because duplication will no longer be part of what we do, and then confusion, because if you go for training in organization A and B, the methods are going to be different, and you end up confusing your mentality altogether. So we want to cut off all these, make resources very useful by cutting wastage if these things are well managed, as NILED seeks to satisfy.
The Network for Inclusive Local Economic Development is what we've been talking about with Michael Abiu from NGA Consulting Ghana, and Ata Akutu, who's a NILED committee member from the Bono region. So you heard what he said, 0244283888. That's the number to call to be part of this initiative. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on the program.
Thank you.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The 13th West African Clean Energy and Environment Trade Fair and Conference, WACI 2025, is here from the 11th to the 12th of November 2025 at the Palms Convention Center in Accra. Theme: Greener Solutions, Stronger Economy, Driving Sustainability, Innovation and Growth across West Africa. This is 2 power-packed days of clean energy solutions, circular economy innovations, green economy innovations, green finance and policy dialogues, climate adaptation strategies, and sustainable mobility. This is a gathering of industry leaders from West Africa, Europe, and beyond. Dedicated workshops and exhibitions from Germany, Switzerland, and beyond will showcase cutting-edge technology and solutions, investment and partnership opportunities, exciting live demonstrations. WACI 2025 is organized by the Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Ghana and proudly supported by Germany Trade and Invest. Entry is absolutely free.
OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it and you really want to eat. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. If you're hungry and you know it, and there's nothing in the fridge. If you're hungry and you know it, OCM. OCM. Yo yadi so. Yo yadi so. Yo yadi so. OCM cereals comes in 3 varieties: wheat, oat, and rice.
Hello everyone, I am Sewami here. I love OCM, be it in the morning, afternoon, or evening.
Ready to eat?
This advert is FDA approved.
No money and payday is 3 weeks away? How do I fix this? Bank loan, account setup, long process. Nah, forget it. Let me see if Fafa can help.
That was Dada Joe before he called Fafa.
Yes, Fafa from Bank of Africa can sort you out fast. From engine repairs to school fees or side hustle support, Quick Fix Loan from Bank of Africa is here for you. Call 030-224-9690 or chat Fafa at boaghana.com and take advantage of the Quick Fix Loan for salaried workers, offered at an unbeatable interest rate with no cash deposit required.
Promo is now extended to 31st December. T's and T's apply.
Hey, Papa, wait here. Alpha Papa.
Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
It's time to take the next step toward your dreams. Admissions are now open for our January 2026 intake at Lancaster University, Ghana. Experience world-class education, global opportunities, and an unforgettable experience right here in Ghana. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Apply today and begin your journey to success with Lancaster University, Ghana. Your future starts now.
From Kumasi to Takrady, from Accra to every corner of Ghana, Royal Foam is giving you a reason to smile, stretch, and say, wow! Wow. Royal Foam proudly presents the Royal Wow promo. Get ready for a massive mind-blowing discount from 10% all the way up to 50% off. Saving more on your favorite Royal Foam comfort products. That's right. Lunar Sofas, a whooping 50% off. Beds, 30% off. Aging Crack L-shaped sofas, 30% off. And yes, Royal Foam mattresses, 10% up to 20% off. True comfort, true style. Now at prices that will truly make you smile. But hurry, these deals won't last forever. Visit any Royal Foam showroom or any of our outlets nationwide. Calls on 020-227-1000 and 050-922-7042 today. Your piece of real comfort is here. Royal Foam. Rest assured, it's the Royal Wow promo.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Everywhere for everyone, yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Get ready for Walkie 2025. It's in its first day. The second day is today, the 12th of November, at the Palms Convention Center, Accra, on the theme Greener Solutions, Stronger Economy. Join the green movement, innovation, networking, and opportunity awaits. Kickstart your day with irresistible chocolatey taste of Twisco, enriched with Enerfort, a combination of energy-boosting vitamins, minerals, including B, C, D, and iron. At just 2 cedis, you can treat yourself and your little ones to delightful chocolatey taste of Twisco. Simply mix with water, add milk, stir, and enjoy. The kids can't get enough of it. Twisco, power your dream. Next time you fly with your family from Accra, make sure it's Emirates to fly better. Everything's taken care of, whether you are flying with kids or traveling alone. There are over 250 dedicated kids and family channels, from CBBS and Nickelodeon to Disney Classics. It's non-stop fun all the way through for you on that flight. With daily flights, you can now enjoy more convenience and flexibility to 150 destinations within the Emirates Global Network. Find out more at emirates.com. Did you know that banking can come to your doorsteps? Well, at ABSA, we see your story and know convenience matters. That's why ABSA Agency Banking brings banking services closer to you. Deposit, withdraw, and make payments at trusted agent locations. With ABSA, you save time, reduce travel, and enjoy secure transactions wherever you are. ABSA makes banking accessible for every community. For more information, visit the nearest ABSA branch or our website, absa.com.gh, or speak to your relationship manager today. We see your story and invite you to write it with us. Your story matters, ABSA. Now here's a question. Do you collect and use information on people in your line of work, like your name, number, image, location, email, bank account, etc.? Well, you must be doing something wrong if you don't go through the right channels. Register and be satisfied by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and be guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect the information you collect. You need to move from the comfort of your home or office. No need to move from the comfort of your home or office. Visit dataprotection.org.gh to register, or call 030-804-0889 for more information. All right, here are some comments on the. So many comments. Kaka, just help us with a few.
I'll start with this one. Bernard and team, after hearing the investigation report from the helicopter crash, one thing is still overlooked. This is related to the gaps in the BCM process. I keep wondering why such high-profile individuals were allowed to travel in the same helicopter given the risk. Even in our corporate environment, institutions prohibit groups of 2 or more employees from using the same mode of transportation. A well-documented and structured BCM policy would have highlighted the risk of all these high-profile individuals traveling in the same helicopter, allowing for alternative travel arrangements to be made. I believe that an effective BCM policy should be enforced and be part of the recommendations. It should not all be about the technology. Aloski, look at the Air Force website. You will see their fleet. The Z9 was what was used to fly the president. He only flew the bigger Russian helicopter when he had a bigger entourage or when there was media coverage at an airport. Someone from Adenta says, another question we are missing is, was the best route to the venue? What was the best route to the venue? Did he use a shorter route because of the 1-hour delay? Hi, Bernard. The report on the air crash is questionable. Time will tell. Kwamensa sent this from Spintex. Here's another. Should we not also check how often the flight has used that route? I do not think this is the first time they were using that route. Hindsight makes us see things differently. This person says, if the GAF operated this aircraft for so many years, knowing it lacked these modern equipment and no regulator raised any red flag, then I can imagine the situation for our commercial airline industry. Hi, Bernard. The whole thing was complacency. If the weather was bad and they were doing visual flight and didn't have adequate infrastructure putting in place for safe flights, the best thing was to avoid flying in the first place or go by land. Simple. They just killed people's families and blame it on it being an accident. No priority for human soul. Daniel Ochre sent that from Ga East Hospital. Bernard, it's unfortunate to lose professionals this way. I hope the family can bear with this, but I have an issue with the term emergency response was timely. It gives a sense that we would not want to improve on the emergency response. I mean, imagine burning for 2 good hours or having a major bleed for 2 good hours. No chance of survival. I think we should take timing very seriously in this country. I guess they wanted to say, given the situation, the response cannot be any quicker, but we can change or improve the situation.
Very, very thoughtful messages, and I really want to thank listeners for sending them in. It's been a difficult discussion because I'm still very sad about what happened. And, you know, sometimes when you are sad, it even affects the way you discuss an issue. So we thank listeners for their thoughts, but as we always say, never again shouldn't just be something we say. It should be a result of things we do. So we're going to keep an eye on the recommendations and hope that their specific timelines are given. As she said, we need to have timelines and duty bearers and who must do what when, so we don't repeat this. 2 quick announcements. If you're a young entrepreneur, a woman building something remarkable or running an SME, then you have to be at the Africa Prosperity Dialogues from the 4th to the 6th of February. It's a 3-day dialogue accompanied by Project Afrique exhibition, and the event will culminate with the Africa Prosperity Champions Award and Gala Dinner on the 6th of February. For more information, call 053-609-8325. If you want a brilliant burst of energy, Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Tangi, all available at a store near you. For bulk purchase, call 0550-032-231. And if you're building, build better with Diamond Cement. We have the high level 42.5 hour grade and also the 32.5 hour grade, which means it's a good deal for everybody's pocket. Locate Diamond Cement nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady and Buipe. Call 0244313368. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond. Well, the budget is tomorrow, and I think Neil Latte is getting ready. So he's here with Citi News at 10.
Indeed, Bernard.
Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, Bernard. This is Citi News at 10. Coming up, former Deputy National Service Director Gifty Owari Mensah released after meeting